Okay, hello everyone. My name is Cosmic, and welcome to this commentary over the Resident Evil 7 Madhouse any percent no damage run. This is no saves as well, so we'll be doing it all in one sitting, in one playthrough. If you get hit, you've got to restart the whole game. At least that's my rules. So this will apply to segmented runs as well, if you wish to run that. So, I wanted to make a guide for this game, but it's proven to be extremely difficult to make the guide with how random everything is. So I figured I would just do this commentary to help people get started, because the guide is probably not coming anytime soon, I'll be honest. I do plan on making it, but there are more contingency plans in this game than in something like Resident Evil Village. But I will mention, if anyone needs any help at all, just message me on Discord, because I will respond to anyone, basically, except scammers, and I will do my best to help you out. That includes Resident Evil Village as well. So, Resident Evil 7 features unskippable cutscenes, with the exception of one. And so these in-engine cutscenes right here, none of them can be skipped. So resetting in this game can be pretty grueling, to say the least. But it is a very fun, no damage run. And one important thing to note is not many of these strategies are going to be translatable to easy or normal difficulty, because the way Madhouse works, it's really cool, actually. Madhouse will but move some items permanently. So, for example, Scorpion Key is located in a different place. We get the grenade launcher early on Madhouse compared to normal and easy. There are more pelican coins, whatever you call them. I can't even remember what you call them now. But there are like 33 or something on Madhouse, and only, I don't know, there's not many on easy or normal. So I'm kind of just gonna go along. This is gonna be completely uncut, so all my blunders with the speech are all gonna be in. But I'm gonna do my best to explain everything to help you get started with the run, while I perhaps make a proper guide, like I did with Resident Evil Village. But yeah, as I said, this is any percent Madhouse difficulty, no saves on New Game. So all New Game Plus bonuses are not allowed at all in any way. And you gotta start from a fresh file without saving the game. So, I'm going to resume... Oops, sorry. I'm going to resume the commentary, because there is nothing of note until a little bit further into the sequence here, so I will butt in when there is stuff to say. The game without opening the box more than 3 times, and you need to open the box 3 times as part of the story, so I was already screwed on that one. But there was one for finishing it in under 4 hours, which I got easily. There's one for finishing it only healing less than 3 times. That was easy as well. I just played it on easy, because you don't unlock Madhouse until you've finished the game once. So boo. So I'm just discarding
That's the best time
of
to do that, I think.
that that picture just for the sake of making easier inventory management for the run. You don't need to do it. It's not necessary, especially for the guest house here at the very start. So there is actually something here that we want. There is a reason why we can't just skip here. We have to go and get a pelican coin. An antique coin, that's what you call them. And we get that in this tape here. So when we play as Clancy here, we want to immediately turn around. And on the floor is a lockpick. We're going to pick that up. So there we go. And now we let the tape play out for a little bit, but we don't need to watch the whole thing. Don't worry. I know it's not been particularly interesting up until now. But we don't need to watch the whole tape by any means. We just need to proceed a little bit further in here, just until we enter the house in the kitchen. And then we can stop the video in the pause menu, and the progress that we made in the tape will carry over to Ethan's side. And fun fact, these are the sewer gators, and these are the guys that play the rock music later on in the barn fight. So if you want to stand right on the door here, it pushes you in a little earlier than you're allowed to go in normally. It's a bit janky, but you want to save all the time you can in the boring intro here. So as soon as we enter the house, in the kitchen here, we want to unlock this drawer with the lockpick. Just make sure that it's been unlocked, because I have quit out too early, and the thing hasn't been unlocked. So once you've done that, you can stop video to save some time. There's nothing else in the tape worth doing. So then we proceed to the next area. And coming up is our first encounter with Mia. And there's gonna be, for some reason I don't have the SRT on at the beginning of this, but there's gonna be some scripted damage as well. But first we do have some more walking, so there's nothing of note here, so I will just unmute the video and I will be back when there is something to say. I'm happy that I don't feel like shit today. I'm a little tired though, because I went to bed a little late and woke up a little early, so. But that's kind of good. I might also be part of why I'm in a good mood, to be honest. Sometimes when I'm tired, I'm usually a lot more like relaxed, and then being relaxed puts me in a good mood, I guess.
Mia? Mia. Oh, thank God I found you. It's me. It's Ethan.
Ethan? Ethan?
Ethan!
Right?
You shouldn't be here.
What do you mean? You contacted me.
Now, if only we could skip
No,
this
I wouldn't.
section.
Did I?
This is the worst now.
Did
Very true.
Did
Very
he see
true.
you?
Hey, who else is here? What the hell's going on?
Daddy's coming. We need to go.
Daddy?
We need to go now.
I love how Ethan's like, Daddy?
Where are you taking me?
Someplace safe.
Are you gonna tell me what's going on?
Dude, how old is Mia? Because, like,
You've been gone.
if they've been gone for 3 years,
3 years? Has it really been
she
3
looks like
years?
she looks like 20 to me. She looks so young. And if they've been together for 3 years already,
What is this place? What'd they do to you?
Not now. We need to get out of here first.
Hurry
I think
up.
It's this way.
you think it's this way? Well, keep going then. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of the little pools that you can activate with Pharos stones in Dark Souls 2 that heal you. Just realized. Our mission is to find something new in this room every time
Mia.
to
we
talk
have
about.
talk.
That was
That message you sent me.
Not me.
that was what we
That
found
wasn't
today.
me.
But you did.
I didn't.
Okay, fine. Just tell me what's
Makes
going on.
the start
I'm
more
telling you
interesting at least.
Everything that I know. We have to go this way.
Oh, I just realized I haven't hang on a minute. I haven't got the SRT on. Alright, so the SRT is the speedrunning tool, I think is what it stands for. And this is very, very helpful if you're on PC, because it will display Ethan's health, as well as the enemies. But the enemies one is a little bit unreliable in Resident Evil 7. It's much better in Resident Evil Village. But you'll see in the top right, a health bar will appear, and that is Ethan's health. So the goal is to keep that at 100% throughout the whole game. But Resident Evil 7 has many, many instances of scripted damage. Unavoidable, completely unavoidable damage that you cannot avoid in any way. So that's why we want the health bar in the corner, just so we can monitor what damage is taken and when, at what times. So, right here, we are turning it on. This is the tool. If you want to know how to set this up, there are many tutorials, but I will link my one in the description for Resident Evil Village. It's the exact same for Resident Evil 7. So go ahead and check that out if you want to know how to set this up. It is extremely helpful. Please do set it up if you're on PC. It also makes verifying the runs if you submit them to Team Hitless a lot easier. So now this is where we fight Mia for the first time. And we are going to be reduced to 1 HP a lot. And these all happen in cutscenes that we aren't able to skip. So this is all scripted, unavoidable damage incoming. So once we go down the staircase here, this is where it all starts. So right now we are in a cutscene. In fact, I am so comfortable with this section that I get out of my chair, because this is all just cutscene damage. Nothing you can do. So she's going to grab us here. And as you can see, our health will go down. But as I keep saying, this is all in a cutscene. So none of this counts towards the no damage. Otherwise, the run would just be impossible. The absolute vast majority of the scripted damage is at the very beginning of the game and during the final boss. The whole midsection of the game is completely free of scripted damage. So we're about to fight Mia with the hand axe. And this is a very comfortable, very consistent strat. Shoutouts to Carcinogen as well, who made a lot of these strats as far as I'm aware. I think Matt Durock found some as well. I could be wrong, but not a lot of these strategies are actually mine. So shoutouts to Carcinogen for a lot of these. So here we go. Mia's going to push us through the wall here, and we want to pick up the axe as quickly as possible. So spam that pickup, and what we're going to do is we're going to hit her in the head, and then walk out of the room towards the bathroom door. And we're just going to keep looping that over and over and over. And what's going to happen is Mia is going to stagger every time we hit her in the head with the axe, but then wants to drag us back into the room because we're going too far out of bounds. So we loop her. So she has no time to attack us, really. So we just keep hitting her in the head. This takes a while on Madhouse. Keep hitting her in the head, and as you can see, we just loop the same thing over and over and over and over. And on the SRT, this is one of the only fights where the enemy health is helpful. Because you do want to deplete every single bit of her health. Because if she initiates the grab attack before all her health is gone, she does have a small chance of hitting you in the grapple. So I don't actually display enemy health because it's not helpful, ever. But her health was completely gone. So when she initiates the grapple, it's an instant kill on Mia there. So there we go, that's the first Mia fight. It's very comfortable. Unlike the one that's coming up, this one is a little bit scary. It can be, anyway. You can pick up the maps if you want. They're not... I don't think I ever opened the map once. If you're doing 100%, where you grab like all the notes and stuff, you have to pick up the maps. But for us, we're just doing any percent, so we don't need to at all. Look at me drinking Diet Coke straight from the bottle. God, this run was only like a year ago, and I couldn't even imagine doing that right now. Good lord. So now we got this section here, where we have to go grab the bolt cutters, and remember that drawer we opened in the videotape earlier? That's why. That will be locked for Ethan's side, unless we open it in the videotape. And so that's why we get it, because there's an antique coin in there, and that is absolutely compulsory for this run. Every single antique coin that we grab is very, very, very necessary. So now we're gonna go grab the axe in case the fight upstairs goes wrong. You don't have to do this at all, but it is a safety strategy to get the axe. You never know when you can rescue the run. So now Mia is going to cut off our arm. Fun fact, this actually isn't in the Japanese version of the game. For whatever reason. I think like some gore censorship or something. So I also want to point out that getting your arm cut off doesn't deplete your HP, but getting a knife through your hand does. Logic, Capcom, logic. Also, if you want to watch this full run that I'm watching right now without me talking over it, well, I guess I am still talking over it, but I'm talking live over it. But without me talking like this, you can watch it in the description. I'll leave it there. Okay, so now we're going to Mia. This is a pretty scary encounter with her, because you have to hit your shots. Otherwise, it's made extremely hard. We can only miss like 4 shots, I think, we get very little ammo, and she has quite a lot of health. So, pick up all the ammo you can here. Some on the table. Pick up the one on the TV last, because that's faster by like probably like a quarter of a nanosecond. So as soon as we get on the ladder and get back off, she's going to spawn. So we're going to turn around and go all the way back to this door. Keep it open. Make sure you stand in the door frame so it doesn't close. When Mia drops, shoot her in the head. And every 2 shots, she will stagger. So try and use that to your advantage. Close the door behind you after you need to reload, or if she gets too close. She will saw the door down. And then right here, get as many shots on her as possible. Same thing, 2 shots will stagger. And then when she gets too close or you need to reload, run into this room and close the door. Very important, close the door behind you. You can see that she's standing there. She's a bit confused. But she's going to teleport here. And she will always do this. She's going to teleport to the wall behind you, sorry. And she's going to do the same thing. So the same thing, shoot her in the head as many times as you can. And she's actually dead here. So that was like really good. I think I missed 1 shot. Now, I'm going to do my best to explain this here. So if you fail to kill her here, which is very, very common. This was an extremely good fight. What you want to do is, after this whole thing is finished, you want to go back through the door behind you. So this door here, that's behind you. You want to wrap all the way around, back down the corridor. And there's a room just on the right, up here. This room that I got the ammo from before. You want to go into that room. I really hope this makes sense. So you're on the other side of this wall. There's a room on the other side of this wall. You want to go into there. And she's going to do the same thing when you're in this room as she did here. She's going to teleport. And she's going to teleport to right here. So she'll saw through this wall. And then you want to do the same thing. You can loop. You can loop that here. I hope that makes sense. So, out the door behind you, around the corridor here, past this wall, and into this room on your right. And in this room, she will teleport to just next to this table. And then you can loop the same thing here. But as I said, this was an exceptional fight. And she died very quickly. So, I didn't need to do any of that. Don't feel bad about resetting to that fight, or getting hit to her, because it happens. It's not easy. It's not an easy fight. Especially at the very start. So, now we're going to the main house. Welcome to the family, son. The old classic quote when Resident Evil 7 was first revealed. So now we're gonna take a bit of damage in this cutscene, and as I said, this is unavoidable, but this is the second to last unavoidable bit of damage until the final boss. Jack is going to put a knife in our mouth. It's great. It's going to put a knife in our mouth, and we're going to take like something like 120 damage, I think. Something like that. It's a strange number. It is a strange number. Not act differently in the Jack cutscene. She's still like sulking for some reason. I think maybe because
Where am I?
she's just upset at the situation, I
What the
suppose.
hell?
Rise and shine, sleepyhead. It's time for supper.
Who are all you people? Where's Mia?
Eat it. It's good.
Eat it. It's good.
Dumb some bitch wasn't no good if it hit him.
Yes.
Get up to him, Marguerite. Hit boy's got to eat. He got to have a
supper.
Come here, boy.
This scene never gets old, really.
Oh shit, he's not eating it, Jack! He's not eating it!
Shut the hell up, Marguerite!
I'm eating it for him!
Get the hell out of here!
You're a son of a bitch! Oh, I can't believe it, you son of a bitch! He's not eating it!
What a scene. Okay, so now Jack is gonna put the knife in our mouth here. And, yeah, you can see we're gonna take some damage there. Yeah, 120 damage there. So, again, we're in a cutscene. There's nothing we can do about this. It is damage that we take regardless of what we do. So, therefore, it does not count towards the no damage. So, as soon as we get out of the chair here, we are going to... I'm going to turn up the audio on the video, because there is an audio cue here. So, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to head down this corridor, and we're going to run down this corridor. So, there's a white curtain here. We're going to run to about just like perpendicular to that curtain. And what you're going to hear is you're going to hear like a little stinger in the music. And that is the cue that Jack has aggroed. Jack is going to come from down here and onto this table. So we're going to run to this curtain. You're going to hear the stinger in the music. And then you're going to immediately turn back around. Be nice to me, bud. So there we go. There's the stinger. We're going to turn back around. We're going to run into the kitchen area here. Into the dining room. And we're going to wait for Jack. Sometimes Jack can be a little slow, but you do want to be patient and stay in here. Don't panic. You are 100% safe in this room at the moment. Do not worry. No matter where he comes from, even if he runs past this door and through to your left, you are 100% safe, and I'll show you why in a second. There's the cue there. So, there's Jack. You're going to wait for him to come into here. Hello? He's acting very strange. So, as soon as he enters this room, he is scripted to slam and break this table, as you can see him do here. The second that you see him initiate this animation, you want to run past him.
Miss me?
So there you go. He's run into the room. He's breaking the table. I'm gonna run past him. No, not really. And now we're gonna go down this corridor until we're about at this pillar here. No, not really. So we're at this pillar now. There's this like little jutted pillar that sticks out here. We're gonna run to just past that. So in this run he does something a little different. But what would typically happen here 99% of the time is he will burst out of this wall. And that will still happen, and I will show that in a second, but just in case he doesn't, sometimes he will chase you down here a little bit. He's right behind me. And it can be a bit scary when he does that. Sometimes he'll de-aggro here, sometimes he won't. If he doesn't de-aggro here, you're gonna have to dodge an attack and loop the same thing that you just did, basically. It's difficult, and your run is probably dead if that happens. But you can crouch under his attacks, especially if you're up close to him. So do try and practice that if you're able to, because it is he can just chase you all the way down here. It can be a little bit random, but nine times out of 10, when you are just past this pillar, and you walk forward, he will burst through this wall, as he will do in a second. But luckily, here, he de-aggroed for me. Oh, there we go. Jesus, dude, he is acting strange today. So, here we go. We're now gonna itch along this wall. And this is where he bursts through. So, this should happen earlier, not now. But, so you understand what I'm saying? So, that's the contingency if he chases you. If he doesn't, this will happen immediately. So then he bursts through the wall, and we're gonna run through here, and this is incredibly important. When you run through here, close this door behind you. If you do not close this door behind you, Jack will get you 100% of the time. So you're gonna want to be really quick with your camera if you can. So we're gonna run through here, close the door behind you. Okay? If you don't close that door, you're in for a bad show. And he will get stuck. So now we're going to use the key on the door as like a little speed strategy. Because for some reason that increases the speed of the next event, which I'll explain in a minute. But, so, after you've done that, after you've used the key, you want to be a bit careful. You want to make sure that Jack is not anywhere in this corridor. Don't go. Which he was. So I'm going to wait. I can smell you. So he's gone now. Our goal is just around the corner here. There is a trapdoor that we have to get into. And we want to make sure that Jack isn't here or anywhere here. Otherwise, he's going to catch us. He can also be further to the left in this room. So there is a slight gap in the planks there. Try and use that to spot where he is. Because if you go any further forward, he's probably... If he's in this room, he's going to spot you there. So, I like to use that little gap in the floorboard... In the wood there. The floorboards. So, right now, I know he's not in this room or in the corridor. So, I'm going to pick up the separating agent and the neuro rounds as I'm unlocking the trapdoor. And I'm going to use the separating agent on the neuro rounds to create a strong chem fluid.
Thank God.
Which we'll be using to craft things later on. And, yeah, you can breathe a sigh of relief once Jack is through there. Again, I probably haven't explained this incredibly well. But, I am willing to help anyone else who doesn't really understand. Just until I make a guide. Because, if I do, because the making a guide for this game was incredibly challenging when I was trying it before. So, just due to the RNG with loot and different showcasing different contingency plans when the loot is different. So, we're gonna pick up that gunpowder right there, and then we're gonna touch this fridge. And what touching the fridge is gonna do is it's gonna spawn the policeman. We're gonna grab that antique coin and the handgun ammo, all very important items. Spawning the policeman early because we used the basement key on the door earlier. I don't know why that does it, why that does what it does, but it does. So that's why it spawns them earlier. I don't know. So the way loot works in Resident Evil 7, and this is important, you do not want to pick up anything that you don't want. I mean, clearly. But it is extremely important in this game, because if you discard an item, the game's loot system will think, oh, they need more of that item. So we will drop it more from the crates, when that's not what you want at all. You want the exact opposite. So you do want to pick up things like strong chem fluid, strong first aid meds, separating agent. I'll go through, as we go along, I'll go through what items are good to pick up and which ones are not. But the ones that are not good to pick up, you definitely do not want to pick up. Okay, so now we're heading to the garage fight. And just before we head in, we're going to break this box and grab the handgun ammo that's in there. And this fight can go one of 2 or 3 ways. It is always possible to do this fight no damage, no matter what the outcome is. So, I don't remember what happens in this run, but our goal here is to get in the car. That's it. We want to get in the car, and no matter what happens, once we're in the car, the fight is pretty easy to do no damage. So we're going to run immediately, we're going to knife him out of disrespect, pick up the G17, or G18, I can't remember which one, and then we're going to pick up the lockpick. Now we're going to tuck ourselves into this corner where the box in the car is. We're going to jam ourselves in this corner, and we're going to put the hand on the menu over the lockpick. This is so when we head over to the box where the car keys are, we can just spam F or spam interact, and without having to scroll through any items and screw up the timings. So once that's done, Jack's going to go a little crazy, and we're going to wait until Jack has reached this locker here on the right side. Once he's reached that, we're going to turn around and run and pick up the car keys. Now when you turn around here, you got to keep an eye on Jack. If he's stuck here, this is absolutely perfect. This is the best case scenario for this fight. If he's not stuck here, you're still safe. So don't panic. You just want to get in the car. No matter what he is, no matter where he is, you want to get in the car. So if he's stuck, you'll be able to start the car no problem. And once you've started the car, the fight's over. That's it. It's done. If he's not stuck, you can get in the car, and you can still spam interact, right? So you will have a small window where you can still start the engine. So as soon as the car engine is started, that's it. Done. Fight's over. But he can grab you through the window before you get a chance to do that. But he will only do that if he's not stuck. So, as you can see here, he does get stuck. So, I have all the time in the world to start the car, and there's not even a worry. But if he's unstuck, he's going to be walking around this car right now. So when you get in the car, you have only a very small window before he pulls you out. If he pulls you out, it's not too much of a worry. Just get the knife out, and Jack's going to be sat here, right? All you want to do is try and stand here on the car and chase him around, knifing him. It sounds a lot harder than it actually is. The key to getting this fight is do not panic. If he gets in the car, it's absolutely fine. You can still do it. It's not a problem. Just keep knifing him over and over and over and over until he stops. And he will eventually stop. So just try and stick to this area of the car. Because you can stand here and still knife him. But if you're too far back, you won't be able to knife him. So do not use the handgun no matter what you do. Just use the knife. But he was in the perfect place here. And even as I said, if he does get unstuck, you can still have a chance at starting the engine. It's not a guaranteed thing that he pulls you out. So now we're just going to run him over 3 times. And that is the fight over. And then we get our final bit of scripted damage, unavoidable damage, before the final boss of the game. Hence why I haven't healed yet. So we're actually going to take 2 instances of damage here. We're going to take 2 instances of 2 damage. So we're going to take 4 damage total to the car exploding. So Jack's going to rip the roof off. And then he's going to be like, "Nice car, Ethan." As he always does. So, this part's all fine. This is all a cutscene. So, don't need to worry about that at all. Now, here's the important part of this. What we're going to do is when we leave the car, we're going to run into this corner. And we're gonna guard. And what this is gonna do, Jack is gonna get out of the car. He's going to lift us to turn us around, which does no damage. And then we're gonna do the exact same thing. We're gonna turn back around and crouch into the corner. So he's picked us up. There's the car exploding, and the car exploding again. So, as you can see, we have 876 health. That's because we took 2 damage to the car exploding twice. And that is all the unavoidable damage in the game until the final boss. So, I grabbed this first aid med just to keep me at 1,000 for continuity's sake. Now, the next fight with Jack is a tough one as well, but I'll do my best to explain how to do it. So we got the antique coin, and yeah, make sure you pick up the antique coins. I will do my best to point out where they all were. I picked one up in the living room as well earlier, but I'm pretty sure I mentioned that. So we should have 3 at this point. But now we've got a little bit of a chill section. Where we're just gonna loot a lot. So I actually pick up a lot of unnecessary phone calls as well in this run. You don't need to pick up some of these phone calls. You can just skip them. I didn't know that at the time. So open here, get the gunpowder in there. There's an antique coin in the dresser next to it. Like this call right here, I'm fairly certain you can skip. But I didn't know that at the time. So completely up to you if you skip them or not. Doesn't really make much of a difference, really. So now we're going to use the antique coins that we've got, all 3 of them, to get the scorpion key. And Jack is going to spawn here, but don't panic. Just get the key and go through the door. Don't worry about Jack. He's not gonna chase you unless you're like, super slow. Okay, when we go through this door here with the scorpion key, when you get past these 2 wooden pillars, a 4-legged molded is going to spawn around the corner here. So what we're going to do is we're going to trigger that spawn. And we're going to run backwards. And once we go into this room here, it will despawn him. The only time he won't instantly despawn is if he's in an animation, like an attack, as he was right there. So just stay in there for like 2 seconds. As you can see, he despawns. And then pick up the lockpick that's in this box. You will want that, trust me. So now we're in the safe room. We're going to fully loot it. Handgun ammo, you do want to pick that up. That's good. Separating agent, you do want to pick that up as well. Okay. So now we're going to do some inventory management. And typically, you only really want to bring with you the absolute bare minimum. In this case, I'm going to bring a separating agent as well. So I wouldn't recommend bringing any strong chem fluid at the moment, and I'll explain why. So, use your best judgment, really. Bring a separating agent, gunpowder, keep gunpowder with you, absolutely. Absolutely keep gunpowder with you here. That's the only thing I will say. Now, when we go down here, there's a chance that this four-legged molded will spawn. If that happens, just circle back and go back into the safe room, and that will despawn him. He doesn't always spawn, though, so just keep an eye out for it. And now we're going into the basement. And this is where the loot starts getting a bit random. And this is where you need to start kind of using game knowledge to make the runs a bit easier on yourself. So I'm going to do this puzzle first before I loot the room, because it's faster. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to grab the dissection room key, and then as soon as we head out of this room, molded are going to begin spawning. You saw that in the corridor there. We're going to have molded spawning right in front of you. Right there. See that? That's the molded beginning to spawn. So, to avoid this, we're going to head back into the room and close the door. And that is going to stop the molded from coming in completely. And eventually we'll despawn them. So once the door's closed, we can loot the rest of the room. There's a handgun ammo and there's a box. This box can have handgun ammo, a herb, a first aid med, or a strong first aid med. You want to pick up the handgun ammo or the strong first aid med, not the regular. Do not pick up the regular first aid med. But you do want to pick up the strong, and I'll explain why. But you want to pick up whatever that is, and the antique coin as well. So, to make enhanced pistol rounds, you can combine gunpowder with either regular pistol rounds or a strong chem fluid. So for us right now, we're going to use all our gunpowder to make 10 enhanced rounds. And you do want to do this, so make sure you have 10 enhanced rounds here. So there we go, the molded has just despawned. There's more handgun ammo just in the pipes, so make sure to pick that up. In this room, we're gonna unlock this this chest with the lockpick. There is some enhanced handgun rounds there. Just in this little cubby, there's some enhanced rounds. So you should have 17 enhanced rounds, I think, just before we go into the next section. Antique coin, more handgun ammo. So, in this chest that we unlocked is more enhanced rounds. So, that brings our total to 17, I believe. Now, one important thing to note is, in this room, there are shotgun shells on this table, just behind my splits table there. Do not pick that up. Because if you pick that up, that will spawn a four-legged molded that is almost impossible to avoid. There's no easy way to despawn him, and we don't want to use any enhanced rounds killing him yet. So just don't pick up the shotgun shells. We'll be back down here later anyway. Behind this bathtub here, there is more handgun ammo. Oh, sorry, 27 handgun rounds, not 17. It's 17 in reserve. So, now we've got a molded who's going to come out of this wall. Right here. So we're going to wait until the spawn animation is finished. Now, this molded has a tendency to stagger to the right as soon as he's spawned. Which he does not do in this clip. Of course he doesn't. But as soon as he spawns, like now, he has a tendency to stagger to the right. That's good. You kind of want that. But right here, you just want to use enhanced rounds. Make sure you've got enhanced rounds loaded. And kill him. Shoot him in the head. Try and keep your distance as well. Sometimes it takes 3, sometimes it only takes 2. Strange. So, molded that are sat idle do have like they do get triggered when they hear Ethan. So you want to move as quietly as possible. And to do this, you want to aim down your sights and just sneak over to this barrel. There's a 4-legged molded sat idle right there, and you want to headshot him. One shot with an enhanced round will kill it. Pick up the gunpowder and the shotgun shells that are in there. And finally, use any gunpowder that you have to make any more enhanced pistol rounds. Now, this is a completely skippable cutscene. You do not need to interact with the dog head here. Absolutely not. So, skip that one if you do feel so obliged. Now there's some loot in this cabinet here, so some shotgun shells. Pick those up. And we've got a crate on our left here, so we get handgun ammo and a strong chem fluid. You want to pick both of those up. Just before we head into the fight here, we've got to pick up that antique coin. Now, this is important. This is important. So, what this is going to do, I'm not sure why I picked up that first aid med. Should not have done that, so don't do that. You are going to pick up an item here, a key item. But in the fight, you're also going to pick up a chainsaw. Now, if your inventory is full, like this, the key item that you pick up will go onto the bar. So, you would expect when you pick up the chainsaw that you'd press 3 to get it. But you'll actually be pressing 4 in this case, because the key item is going to go here. So this is where you can do a little bit of inventory management, if needs be. So for me, I prefer to use 4 for the chainsaw. So this dog head is going to go in slot 3. So I will have slot 4 for the shotgun. Okay, this fight. We're going to start the fight with enhanced rounds, and we're going to shoot Jack in the head 4 times. No more. No more than 4, to get him staggered. So as soon as it starts, we're going to strafe to the left, to the right, kick a bag, and then 4 shots will make him stagger and go into this form here. And then we want to shoot him 5 more times. Or 4, sorry. 4, not 5. So reload. And if you do miss any of those shots, it's okay. But you just want to get him to the threshold where he moves into this area here. Excuse me. He's acting really weird there. He never, ever does that. So I literally cannot tell you what he did there, because I've only ever seen that happen once in 200 hours of this game. So don't worry about it. So now we're going to pick up the chainsaw, but he's going to pick his up as well. Now all we're going to do here is we're going to knife him in the face and duck under his attacks. Now, we don't want to shoot him, because shooting him will drastically change his AI in this fight. You'd want to only use the knife now, from now on. And the chainsaw when he goes into the weak phase, but the cue to dodge his chainsaw is a little creaking noise in the chainsaw. So let me try and point that out. It's quite hard to hear. But you hear that? Yeah, that's the noise you want to listen out for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this fight in full now, so you can try and listen for the cues, if you can. And then I will explain it after the fact. Yes! So I'm relieved to get the fight done, because it's difficult. But if you would like to replay that, then you should be able to hear the little creaking noise that I'm looking for, and that's my cue to dodge. Now, one important thing as well is you have to be so unbelievably... You can't be closer to him, right? You can't be too close to him in this fight. If you are even a pixel further away from him than, like, actually colliding with him, he has a high chance to do some other attacks. You want to be as close as you possibly, absolutely possibly can be at all times. Halfway through, when he goes into the gunk mode, after he comes out of that for the first time, he is going to break down the pillar. Just make sure you reposition for that. And then 2 waves of that, and he should be down. You can one-cycle him. It is possible. It's difficult and rare, but it is indeed possible to do that. So there we go. That is Jack 2, or Jack 3 as... No, Jack 2. Jack 2? I don't know, I just call him Chainsaw Jack. This crate here never has anything useful in it, so I wouldn't even bother breaking it, to be honest with you. Okay, so now we're on to the, well, the split is called House of Bugs. And as you can see, it's quite a long one. So, yeah, strap in. We've got quite a lot of looting to do now. So, yeah, now we're gonna have like a little looting section before we head to the old house, I think is the proper name for it. I call it the House of Bugs because of the song, Welcome to the House of Fun. But obviously replace fun with bugs because I'm really creative. So we're gonna head through this door here. But you're going to want to watch out, because as soon as you pass this line here, so when you get past this this green barricade that we pushed down earlier, this one here, once you pass here, molded are going to spawn behind this door, and occasionally one will spawn around, like through these walls as well, and he'll make his way around this corner. So you do want to keep an eye on that. And what we're basically waiting for is this takes quite a while. This takes like a minute. But you want the molded behind this door here to despawn. So you don't want to unlock it yet. So just leave it there. So here's this molded. Sometimes you'll get lucky and he won't appear at all. But most times he does. So when you get this molded, you just want to head into this room here and just loop him around this table. And you want to keep doing this until you're very comfortable that this molded has despawned. I did this really incorrectly, and this is another contingency plan. So this is actually good that this happened in this run. So what you'd usually do is just circle him around this table continuously until you hear the molded despawn. It usually takes about 3 or 4 cycles for him to despawn. If you don't want to do that, you can go around this direction because it is totally safe. By this time, the molded that was here would have despawned. The only downside to this is now that door will be locked when we return to the basement, but it's not a huge deal. So we're going to return to the safe room now, and we're basically going to clear absolutely like the most amount of space in our inventory as possible for the next section. So all strong chem fluids away. I would even put away the separating agent as I do here. Just keep the ammo and the coins on you. That's pretty much all you want. Key, ammo, coins. That's it. And the dog head as well. So make sure to minimize the amount of running around that we're doing. Put the first dog head on here to clear a space in your inventory. Grab the clock pendulum as well. And now we're gonna head upstairs. I don't know why I'm going through here. It's not not the right way. I'm gonna go upstairs first. There's gonna be a separating agent on this table. You're definitely gonna want to pick that up. In this room here, gonna want to use the scorpion key. Pick up the antique coin that's in that little vase thing. So here we get handgun ammo. We are gonna want to take that. We'll take those shotgun shells, the separating agent, and we get a regular first aid med, which we don't want. We're also gonna pick up the broken shotgun. Which apparently I'm not doing just yet, I think because of inventory management. Yeah, I think I come back for the shotgun. So if you can't fit everything in your inventory, it's totally fine. Don't worry too much about it. But there are ways to absolutely minimize the amount of times you run up and down here. Handgun ammo in this drawer. That's all there is in there. We don't need to pick up that metal thing that's in the bathtub. And when we drop back down, don't forget to grab the dog head by putting the clock pendulum in. There we go. So it's actually kind of a good thing if you... Oh yeah, sorry, before we go off here, you want to go into the crate and get the antique coin from the top there. Absolutely, you want that. So that should be all the antique coins, and you should have 2 dog heads, preferably the shotgun. But it's actually a good thing. If you can't fit everything in your inventory, it's a good thing. That means you've got some good loot, unless you've picked up something you shouldn't have. So definitely, don't worry about, like, for example, I have 2 separating agents, which are 2 very good items to have. You always want separating agent on you if possible. At least 1. That's the reason you want to pick up the strong first aid meds when you see them. Because when you use a separating agent on them, it turns them into a strong chem fluid. Regular chem fluid is completely useless to us in this run. Absolutely and utterly useless. Not even for practice is it good, because obviously we're not going to want to heal anyway. So yeah, I just went back to pick up the shotgun there. The door is open now. So I awkwardly have no space in my inventory here, so we are going to fix that momentarily. Put away the 2 separating agents and answer the phone. Now I got a magnum ammo, I believe. Okay, so I just went back and checked. It's not a magnum ammo, sorry. It's not until a little bit later on. My apologies. It's just 1 pistol round that is awkward on its own. So that's why my inventory was a little bit messed up here. But again, it really doesn't matter. Don't worry too much. Just really, honestly, make sure you don't pick up anything you don't need to, as I said before. Like, for example, if you pick up a regular first aid med, like I did mistakenly earlier, if you discard that, the chances that the next crate that you break is going to have another first aid med is quite high. I don't really know why the game does that for the loot, but it does. If you do pick up something mistakenly, then just put it in a storage chest if you can. So next to the phone call there is the grenade launcher, which will be absolutely compulsory for this. You can put away the knife now. We won't need it. We have enough pistol rounds to break the boxes with them. So just around the corner here is going to be a repair kit. We're going to use that on the broken shotgun and pick up the solid fuel as well. And behind this grating here is going to be another antique coin. So again, you could definitely do this in a more optimized order. I usually did, but for some reason in this run, my brain was turned off, and I didn't do it in the right order. But as you can see, it really doesn't matter, as I keep saying. You can put away the solid fuel if you want to. You can put away the scorpion key, because you won't need that again. You can see I'm looking at the one handgun ammo that I have now, which is awkward. Speaking of regular handgun ammo, loot the one in the tub there, and you should have 7 antique coins at this point. In case you're not keeping track, you should be, because you need every single one. So you should have 7 at this point. You're gonna load the regular handgun rounds, regular, not the enhanced, and we're gonna shoot these 2 bugs. There's one on the right. Sorry, 3 bugs. There's one on the left wall there, and there's one behind this door that aggroes when you shoot the second bug. So, the way that these bugs work, by the way, don't panic. They can deal damage to you, so obviously you don't want to be too complacent around them. But you want to typically wait for them, because when they're aggro to you, they'll kind of dart around like he is. He just darted from there down to there. But then they'll kind of just hover there like this. It's quite obvious to see when they're doing that. So when you do get an encounter with a bug, just don't panic and wait for him to just hover like that. So I think right now I missed... Did I miss an antique coin? Have I just blatantly lied to you about how many you should have? Yes, I have. You should have 8 antique coins, because we want to loot this room. But that's okay, because we just want to loot this room now anyway. So we didn't actually miss out on anything. Before we go to the old house, we want to loot this room. There is a supplements right there, which is something that you want to use the separating agent on. And you want to pick up this antique coin right here. And finally, in this room, there are some more enhanced handgun rounds. Yeah, sorry about that. I totally forgot about this room, just like I did in the run itself. So, once you've got everything... Again, I apologize for the terrible order that I did that in. You want to open up this cage here, because this cage has the assault coin, which makes us do more damage while the coin is in our inventory. And needless to say, that's very good. So that coin will be on our inventory pretty much the rest of the game. I say pretty much because there's a section where we play as Mia, where her inventory is completely separate from Ethan's. So I'm going to put away the supplements there. Now, I'm going to keep the solid fuel on me, because if we get a strong chem fluid in the house here, we can put combine that with the solid fuel to create flame rounds for the grenade launcher, which are extremely helpful. So now that I've finally got everything, we're going to loot the solid fuel in here. And now what we're going to do is this ball here with the flies is completely non-threatening. And I don't know why they did this, but this ball doesn't actually spawn any flies, ever. So, if you want to, for peace of mind, you can kind of aim between these two and try and get both. I always try to, just because it's faster if you get this as well, because you don't need to crouch under it every time. But this ball here, you definitely want to get. So, somewhere between these two, you want to fire the grenade launcher. So, as you can see, I got this one, because it's all burned out. But I don't think I got the big one. No, I didn't. So that is still alive. But again, it's completely non-threatening. For some reason, that never spawns any flies. So I don't know why. But Just make sure you get the one over the fireplace. So now we're going to get the stone statuette, and I'm going to initiate this completely unnecessary skippable cutscene. You can just walk out the room right now. You don't need to talk to her at all. I don't know why I did this. I've speedrun this game. I should know this stuff. But for some reason I just don't. Resident Evil 7 was the first game that I speedran ever, so... Many, many years ago. It's been a while. Okay. So, when we leave here, we're gonna go to this door. Do not go to the door on the right. Because what's gonna happen here is there is a scripted sequence where in one of these doors, Marguerite is gonna spawn and tell you to go away. And she's gonna spawn spiders on that door that you go to. And she does that on the first door that you go to. We do not want to go to the door on the right. We want to go to this door here. And Marguerite's going to scream at us. Well, without opening her mouth, apparently. And spiders are going to spawn. So, they don't do damage, so just don't walk into them. But also don't worry about them. Now, we want to be careful here. Because we're going to go loot inside this wardrobe. I'm just going to run straight through here. Marguerite's going to be on our left. Just don't stop for anything. And close the door behind you. Marguerite will de-aggro once you have closed the door. So you've got plenty of time to solve this puzzle. Which, by the way, if you just move your mouse up and left, will solve it pretty quickly. There's an antique coin on that shelving unit, so keep an eye on that. Pick up those flame rounds. Make sure it's always loaded, because if you've got it in reserve, it'll take up an inventory slot. And right here, we're going to get a backpack upgrade, so sweet fucking relief. Yeah, I have 3 solid fuel on me, which is very good. And you want to pick up 1 piece of the burner, but not both. Because if you pick up both, the game is going to add burner fuel to the list of drops. And if you don't pick up any pieces, nothing happens. So you don't even need to pick up a piece at all. So I don't know what I'm saying. Completely ignore me. So, just as we exit this wall here, it's going to be an antique coin and a U-turn, and a solid fuel as well to our right. So, as you can see, we have a lot of pistol rounds at the moment. I got a regular first aid med from that box, which we don't want to pick up. So yeah, right now, regular rounds loaded to break the boxes because we don't have the knife. The knife will be completely unused for the rest of the run. Goodbye, knife. We basically use it for an entire boss fight, so good to see some use. So now we're going to use the crank to lift up the bridge, and a bunch of molded are going to spawn, but we're just going to run past them. Don't panic. Run past them. As you can see, that ball is still alive, and I'm not worried whatsoever. So once you're past here, we're going to crouch, because Marguerite is going to be in this room. So we're not going to quite open the door fully, but we're just going to peek in, because we want her to exit the room on the left. So I'm being really patient here. She will never walk this direction, so just don't panic. Just be patient. There she is. So she's walking to the left, the way that we went earlier. And once she's out of the room, you're pretty good to go. So there we go. She's completely out of the room. And we're gonna throw a grenade shot just on the floor here, because we want to clear the bugs off this cabinet here. But we don't want to fire it too close, otherwise Marguerite will, otherwise we'll hurt ourselves with the explosion. So once you make sure the bugs are cleared, get the strong chem fluid and the separating agent right there, and head out to the balcony, to the... I don't even know what do you call these? Like, jetties? Is that what you call them? Yeah, but yeah, head out here. As you can see, I'm using the strong chem fluid on the solid fuel to make another flame round. And here's an example of where I get into an encounter with a bug, but don't panic. So I hear the bug, I get the pistol out, and I wait. He's darting around. Just make sure you follow him. And as you can see, he's hovering there. So just make sure you can... It's a little bit harder to do on controller, because you do have to keep track of them. But yeah, as you can see, I'll play that again once more. I don't panic. I just make sure I keep an eye on him. And then when he starts hovering in one place, 2 shots and he's dead. Again, plenty of pistol rounds to do that. So now we're going to blow up this antique coin right there as well. Blow up that egg sack. And now there's going to be either 2 or 3 flies on here. I'm going to snipe them from here. You can see them. The reason why I snipe them is because you can see this one doesn't always aggro. So once I've killed this one aggroes to me. And I can clearly see where it is. And I mistakenly try to shoot it while it's still darting around. He doesn't always aggro, and he'll be on the wall, just like the other one that you shot. So that's why I like to do it from a distance, so you can clearly see what's happening in that situation. Okay, so gunpowder, crow key. This is where inventory can get a little messy, but if you ever need to clear some space, always make enhanced pistol rounds with like gunpowder. Flame rounds in between those 2 barrels as well. Make sure to pick that up. So here's the second... oh! Ah, right, yeah, so we do pick up the other burner fuel piece, but we just don't build it. Okay. So I'm going to look in that room just before I head in to make sure Marguerite's not in here. But as you can see, she is coming into the room. Those right there. Those are her legs right there. But Marguerite's kind of passive. She's kind of weird, but just don't stick around her for too long. So right here, I close the door behind me. And she's not a threat there at all. So now we're going to fight her for the first time. We're going to want to have a very specific... You're going to want to remember what slot your weapons are on. For me, I always had grenade launcher on 1 and shotgun on 3, just because I found it easy to remember that that combination. Now, I might go to the storage crate here, because there are a couple of things that we will loot after the boss fight, and it's just more convenient to... It can be more convenient to do inventory management here, rather than later. Okay, so this is Marguerite 1. This is a ridiculously easy encounter. I would not worry about this at all. I'm just making sure I have all the antique coins, which I'm fairly certain I do. So we're going to have grenade launcher, 2 shotgun shots, and enhanced pistol rounds loaded. And I'm not kidding, this is very, very easy. But it's also quite easy to mess up. So is it easy? I don't know. Anyway, we're going to have grenade launcher out first. And then we're going to shoot her twice with the shotgun. And then hit her with 1 or 2 enhanced rounds. And she will be dead. So as soon as you get up, grenade launcher, shotgun. And she actually dies without me shooting her with the pistol. But that is rare, okay? So, when that happens, or if she doesn't die there, she's just going to stagger. Just keep the pistol aimed at her, and when you're able to shoot her, just shoot her once or twice, and she'll die. So, it's a very, very easy fight. You won't need to practice that much at all. Just make sure you switch weapons fast enough. Again, make sure everything's reloaded to try and minimize the amount of potential blockages in your inventory. Again, earlier on, there's an antique coin in this drawer here. So you should have 4 antique coins. You got to interact with that scale, otherwise the story won't progress. I'm pretty sure you can skip this phone call, but I take it anyway. I take all phone calls. In real life as well. So, oh, there's my 44 mag ammo. Resource. Very good resources, by the way. If I remember, I will put a link to evilresource.com/Resident Evil 7. It is an extremely handy website to see where everything is. So definitely worth checking that out. If I remember, I'll put a link in the description. If not, it's evilresource.com/Resident Evil 7. With dashes between Resident Evil and 7. If not, just go to evilresource.com. So before we head to the next area, we're going to head into this room where there's going to be solid fuel and a shotgun shell. Definitely worth picking those up. Do not forget. So now we're going to head to the next area. And we're going to be fighting Marguerite good and proper in a moment. But there is something very important we need to get first. And some looting we have to do with the crow key that we got. Sorry, this is probably some ASMR shit going on right now. Okay, very important. Pick up this picture and discard it. I mean, you don't have to discard it, but it clears space in your inventory. So, pick up that picture and discard it because it is a location for magnum ammo, which we're about to pick one up now. So we're going to pick that mag ammo up. You need to pick... You don't need to. There's an antique coin on that panel there as well. Please do pick up all mag ammo that you can possibly get. It makes the end a lot easier. A lot of people don't get it. And I don't really understand why, because they're very easy pickups. And the Magnum is extremely good. So there you go, that's the House of Bugs. So we're going to put the crank away, the Magnum ammo away, and the nozzle pieces away. As well as any separating agent, because we're going to grab some separating agent in this room anyway. So we're going back into the... I call it the toilet room, because there's an antique coin in the toilet. Speaking of which, there's also Magnum ammo in the toilet, in the camper van. Capcom, what is it with you and toilets? Anyway, here's the crow key room. So we're going to open this up. And there's going to be a whole bunch of goodies. Antique coin, shotgun shells, I think 2 flame rounds and a neuro... No, 1 flame round and a neuro round. Now, these neuro rounds... Oh, boy. Get it loaded in, by the way. You saw that I just did that. I want to emphasize this. If this isn't loaded, like if it's in reserve, it's going to be taking up an inventory slot. So, see down here how it's red with 1 in reserve? I want to load that. So I'm going to switch ammo to load it. And then switch back. Because then the neuro round is not in my inventory, taking up any space. And neuro rounds, you'll find out later on, are arguably the most important thing in this entire run. So... for Marguerite Baker here, we're going to want all of the shotgun shells we can get, as well as all of the flame rounds. So, well, saying all of the flame rounds is probably an exaggeration. We only really want, like, 5. 5 isn't 6, or 5 or 6. 5 or 6 is enough. And we're going to use our antique coins to get this stabilizer. And this is absolutely compulsory. I cannot stress this enough. You need this stabilizer for Marguerite. So make sure to take that. These permanently increase your reload speed, and to pull off the strats for Marguerite, you're going to need the reload speed increase. So now we're going to head into a room. Make sure you have a few empty spots in your inventory, because we are going to need quite a bit of space here. So we get 2 loads of handgun ammo. So we have a crazy amount. We are going to pick up the broken handgun. And again, with that gunpowder right there, we're going to make more enhanced rounds. So we have 33 enhanced rounds at the moment, which is good. I think I'm heading back again to do more inventory management. And the reason why I'm doing this is because there are a few useful items in Marguerite's arena as well. So we do want to clear up as much space as we can. So broken handgun can go. And that's pretty much it. We got 4 clear spots in our inventory, which is good enough. Good enough. There's going to be a strong first aid med in her arena, which we will want to pick up, as I said earlier, because we want to use separating agent on it. So here we go. Here's Marguerite. So you're going to want enhanced rounds loaded. We want to make sure everything is loaded. We want the flame round. So Marguerite, when the fight starts, she's going to burst through this window right here. So you're kind of going to want to go sideways so you don't lose any momentum. And when she bursts through the window, you want to hit her as many times as you can. I usually do 1 grenade launcher round, the 2 shotguns, and 4 enhanced bullets from the pistol. So flame round, 2 shotgun, 4 pistol, and as quick as you can, turn around and go into this room on the left side. Now you want to stand in a very specific location here. It's not that precise, but you do need to be jamming yourself right where these blades of grass are. So jam yourself right there, and you will see Marguerite teleport up to here. That means you've done it right. So fully load everything, including the shotgun. I'm reading my chat right now because this was streamed live at my Twitch, twitch.tv/cosmicborn, by the way. So you're going to want to shoot her with an enhanced bullet. And when she drops, you're going to want to... Okay, so I did this slightly incorrectly, but this is still fine. You ideally want to wait for her to turn around. So turn around fully, and then shoot her, and do this, and shoot her in the nest, because she's got like a nest on her crotch. So same thing. Grenade round, 4 shotgun shells, 2 shotgun shots, and 4 enhanced rounds of the pistol. Now you'll see that I glanced to my left here. That's because when I shot Marguerite with the grenade launcher, I also shot the spiders off of this cabinet. So you want to try your best to do that as well, if you can. It's pretty easy to do. It mainly happens accidentally. But if it doesn't, make sure to glance to your left to make sure if it has or hasn't done it. Because you do ideally want to be able to loot what's in there. So again, she's up there for a second time. You want to do the same thing. I wait for her this time, turn around, shoot her in the nest. And then same cycle as before. So when she jumps up for the 3rd time, now this is where the fight can get a little bit tricky. So if you don't have good sound, like good headphones or good sound system, it could be really tricky to locate where she is here. So she can spawn in a few different places. She can... Wow, she spawned right back at the window for us here. So I will explain this first, and then I'll go back and explain some of the places where she can spawn. So if you see her on the wall, there's also... We do the same process as before. So right here, she respawns at the window. I miss. But you can see I'm just looping the same combo here. Grenade, 2 shotgun shells, 4 enhanced rounds. And I'm also looting the arena as I go around, but you don't have to do that. So here she is. She can appear in a few random places doing this. Like nesting on the wall. So if you see her doing that, 1 enhanced round, same thing, Grenade. I didn't reload the shotgun, so I was a little scared here, but it turns out okay. And by the second time, she should be dead. So second time after the initial like glitches that we do. I don't even know if it's a glitch. I don't even know why she does it, but AI manipulation, I like to call it. I don't really think it's a glitch necessarily. I'm gonna start an argument now, but yeah, as you can see, 2 shotgun shells. She staggers. Try and shoot her in the nest if you can. You don't have to, and she's dead. It's a pretty straightforward fight. You just need to try and remember where she can spawn and really listen for her. So we're going to loot the arena now. There's a few crates. There's solid fuel. There's a strong first aid med on the upper floor. Shotgun shells. There's a gunpowder. And there's another chest upstairs. Another crate, sorry, that we're going to break as well. So I think everything that dropped from a crate in this room I ended up picking up because I got very good drops. Like right now I have a lot of shotgun shells. Don't worry if you don't have like 16 shotgun shells here like I do. 18 actually. I got very lucky. You don't need that many shotgun shells for this run. And don't forget the separating agent in the sink, because I nearly did. And you can use the separating agent right there to get a strong first aid, a strong chem fluid from the strong first aid med. And finally, don't forget to loot this cabinet if you didn't already. I am demonstrating to my friend right now how to do the fight. As I said, it was performed live, so a couple of people are asking a couple of questions, so this is me answering. But yeah, fully loot the building. There's a lot of goodies in here. That's why I did plenty of inventory management. I'm still demonstrating how to do it to my friend, because I'm a bad demonstrator, apparently. And again, yeah, just before we leave, there's one more crate, which we can do a cool little collateral shot to break down the ladder as well. As you can see right there. And we got a strong first aid med from that crate, which is great. So we picked it up. And a last solid fuel. Burner fuel you don't want to pick up, because we will not be using the burner at all throughout this run. And lastly, before we go, there's an antique coin, which I annoyingly didn't have the space for. But again, you can always use the gunpowder that you have to create that enhanced handgun bullets to create space in your inventory, and also strong chem fluid to make more flame rounds. So there's always, well, I don't know, 4 times out of 5 there's something for you to craft to clear up some space, so wouldn't worry about that. I believe I'm going to use another separating agent. Yep. Separating agent on the strong first aid med to make another strong chem fluid. Which, again, very helpful. I think I make more flame rounds. Yep. It's a fantastic way. It also feels very satisfying to clear inventory space this way. Very, very satisfying. I can't stop talking, apparently, so I think I'm explaining to my friend the loot system in the game at the moment, because it was his first time seeing the run. This run is going to be around 3 hours. Round about that. I think my run was I think it was like 252 or something. So you can do it a bit faster as well. I reckon you can get this down to like 240, maybe even faster if you really try. So right now I'm not sure what I'm doing. Oh yeah, sorry. This is the next part of the story, right? So we're heading back to the old house. And we're going to kind of just speed run through this next section, really. So we're going to get the D-series arm right here. There's another opportunity to grab that antique coin if you didn't already. So, very, very important. Up here, there's a lockpick. Make sure to pick that up. There's a lockpick, like, in the goop, in the ceiling. The mold, sorry. And then we're going to pick up the D-series arm. And there's going to be a few molded on the way back. But they're all fairly simple to deal with the shotgun. So just make sure you have the shotgun at the ready. Always make sure you have the shotgun at the ready. I mean, it is. If you're going to have any weapon at the ready, the shotgun is probably the most reliable in this game to keep out. So as soon as you open this door, the molder's gonna roar at you. Wait for that roar animation to finish, and then you can shoot him in the head. You usually kill him in one shot, but I'm bad at video games, so he died in 2. But make sure you don't shoot him during the roar animation. One molder's gonna fall on you there. Just run past him. Don't worry about him. And then there's gonna be a bladed one on the right. Shoot him in the head. Kill him in one shot. You can run past him, but it is RNG whether he hits you or not, and not really much point in risking RNG when you can just shoot him in the head and kill him. Full head. Again, I do want to apologize. This is my first time doing this kind of thing. I think I'm doing an okay job, but I think I might be explaining things a bit poorly. Like, I may have done the Marguerite fight too quickly. But it's quite difficult to explain how many contingencies there are in this run in a commentary style. But I cannot emphasize this enough. If you guys do need any help, I'm more than happy to help you. I'm very passionate about running Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil Village as well. I'm very, very passionate about people running no damage. The more people that run no damage, the more happy I'll be. So do not hesitate to message me on Discord. I will help you out in any way I can. And maybe you'll see me hanging out in your streams. Not that I'm anyone special, of course. I'm just a small boy. I need no sympathy. So now we're gonna go get the key cards. And this is where the new pistol is going to come into play. Well, not quite yet. It's going to come into play in like 20 minutes. But the pistol that we have now, we don't want to reload the enhanced rounds from here on out, because we will be switching to the new pistol very soon. And it's not the end of the world if you reload. I know my buddy kept reloading all the time. It's not the end of the world, but it does mean that you will have less enhanced rounds, and the more enhanced rounds you have, the better, obviously, at any point in the run. Don't stress, don't worry about that too much just yet. We got a bit more to do first. Again, I do have some music on very quietly in the background here, so hopefully you guys can hear that. Hopefully it's not just pure silence when I'm not talking. I would mute and unmute the video, but it's a bit of a pain if I'm honest. So our inventory is good right now. There isn't really anything that we should be putting away. I'm not even sure why I'm putting away the antique coin, because I'm pretty sure we pick one up anyway. But put the antique coin away, because I do. I am going back to the trailer, because I didn't look at the pig head. Or the pig head? Well, it's not a pig head, it's just a dude's head with a molded sticking out of it. Yeah, it's a head. So again, shotgun at the ready. Do keep an eye out on these stairs. Again, there's a chance a four-legged molded can spawn. If it does, just head into the safe room there on the left. Just like before. So this door is going to be locked for me, because remember earlier on where we had to cycle around the molded around the table? Well, if you cycle him around until the molded has despawned, that door will be unlocked, so you could just go straight through there. But for me, I had to go all the way around. And I decided to unlock it now because we will be using it again later on. So, back into where we fought Jack, Chainsaw Jack earlier. I believe, yeah, Eveline's gonna be there. Now, before when we came down here, this didn't happen, but right here, four-legged molded's gonna burst through the wall. Headshot him. Can be quite a tight timing, but it's not incredibly tight. You should be okay. Just make sure you're prepared for him to dive through the wall. Got this lovely cutscene here. Everyone's favorite cutscene. And now we're gonna get a few molded spawning here, but the only one we want to kill is this one here. So wait for him to spawn fully. Shoot him in the head. The reason why you don't want to shoot molded too early is because they will be incredibly resistant to damage as they're spawning. So you just want to wait until the spawn animation's completely finished. I just wasted a shot. Very good, very good. Those shotgun shells are still on the table, by the way. Do not pick those up. So when you open this door, you're going to have a four-legged molded. Again, just make sure you get close enough to headshot them. Before they attack you, they'll always stand in one place to prepare. That's your opportunity to shoot. Another couple of molded in here. Again, what we typically want to try and do is one shot to the head will kill them. I am butchering it immensely here, though. So I shoot that one successfully. And because I know this molded is low HP, I'm just going to finish him off with the pistol. But he's guarding himself. This is about as scuffed as this room can ever be. This room is very straightforward. It should just be 2 shotgun shots and it's over. But I messed it up incredibly. So before we head to the other room, we're going to go into here, into the bedroom first. But I'm also going to unlock this door. Because we will be coming in here. Oh, okay, I guess I do it in the different order. That's strange. Never mind, ignore me. So we're going to go in here first. And we get a backpack upgrade as well. So I nearly shoot that crate with enhanced rounds. So always make sure you have regular rounds loaded. There's a lockpick in this book. Pick up that picture and discard it just like the other one. Make sure that you do that. Please make sure that you do that, because the reason why we pick the pictures up is because there's an item displayed on those pictures. And the item will not spawn unless you pick up the photograph. So, in this room is going to be a bunch of loot as well. I'm going to pick all this up. Handgun ammo, I believe there's shotgun shells, gunpowder, enhanced rounds, and most importantly, the keycard. So you'll notice that pretty much any time I pick up gunpowder, I almost instantly just make it into enhanced pistol rounds. I suggest doing the same, because it's pretty much the only thing gunpowder is good for in this run. You can either combine the gunpowder with a strong chem fluid to make it, or with regular handgun bullets. So, going through this unlocked door again, God, my molded kills were very, very scuffed on this run. But you can see the gist of it here. Through this unlocked door, there's going to be 2 more molded. But the amount of mistakes that I'm making here really just goes to show you how generous this game can be when it comes to missing bullets. Because I am very bad at video games and missed a lot of shots there, as you can see, but we're totally fine. Nothing to worry about. Now, one thing to note here is it's not the end of the world if you do this, but you do not want to reload your handgun with enhanced rounds now. You do not want to reload, because we're about to swap that pistol with a better one. And obviously, the better pistol, you want to use that. And once you've reloaded the regular pistol, you can't get those bullets back. So, try to remember not to reload that. What we're going to do now is head into this snake room that we opened earlier. We're going to get the whatever's in there, usually a first aid med. Touch the lamp there to move on. Make sure you got a bit of room in your inventory here, because we're going to want to pick up this toy axe and the antique coin. And solve this puzzle, and do it correctly, unlike me. Look at that. You wouldn't think I played this game for like 600 hours, would you? Puzzle master, honestly. And now we got the blue keycard. So now we're going to do a bunch of things outside. I think that means we have both keycards now, right? We have the red and the blue. So we're ready to move on. As you can see on my splits there, this run went straight from 9 hits to 0, which is pretty crazy, and 4 of those hits were on this split. It's quite a long and difficult split, really. I grabbed this phone call here. I don't think you have to, but I grab it because we're about to meet 2 four-legged molded outside. And, I prefer to have sound for them. Okay, so we're gonna head outside. And off in the distance there, see, I went a bit too close. What you want to do, really, is stand just outside this door. I just kind of sprint out, like right here. You want to stand still where I'm standing now. But I take like 2 extra steps forward. Now, there is a 4-legged molded here. He's quite hard to see. But that ball, I'm putting my mouse around it right now. I am caressing it. That is its head. If you snipe that head, it will go in one shot. But I went a bit too close and aggroed it because I'm stupid. I managed to shoot it in the head still, so I kill it in one shot. Just because I'm that good at video games, right? Sorry, that's cringe. So I shoot him in the head, and then once you kill him, another one is going to crawl from the side of this camper. So immediately put your aim over there. And sometimes he takes a minute. But there he is. So, oh, sorry, no, he doesn't crawl from the side of the camper. He's already spawned. But he's even harder to see on this scuffed 720p video. So, shoot this one in the face. There's another one over there. It's a lot easier to see on your high-quality monitors instead of a 1080p video recording a 720p video. But he's there. In fact, there's a bit there that I can show you where his head's quite obvious. There. See that little grey spot there? That's his head. So, you can get a bit closer for this one. Boom. And once those two are dead, you are free to go. And as I said, do not reload your handgun ammo. I actually did this kind of wrong. I still have 8 bullets in this, which isn't good. I shouldn't have reloaded earlier on. But again, as I said before, it's not the end of the world. So use the toy axe on here. This is extremely important. Do not forget to do this. And pick up the stabilizers here. Again, this is increased reload speed. Absolutely invaluable to this run. Don't try and open the door with an antique coin like I did. There we go. So this is a moment where you should just make sure you've got everything. As you can see, I have my thinking face on right now. I'm thinking of what I want for this area. And your inventory should look like what mine looks like now. I actually put away my enhanced handgun rounds, just so I didn't instinctively reload. I was going to put away my regular rounds here, but then I decided there was absolutely no point in doing that. So, yeah, up we go. As long as your inventory looks like mine, or very similar, then you are good to go. There's another antique coin in the room coming up there. Make sure to grab those handgun rounds. We're actually going to be using regular handgun rounds in this upcoming section here. Ethan's, what's his face? Dude, what's this guy's name? Lucas. That's his name. We're going to be using regular handgun rounds in this section coming up here. After we watch this guy's cutscene. This is what I imagine is, like, probably the most disgusting cutscene in this game for me. I don't know. There's something about when he pries off his fingernails that just really, really gets to me. Don't know what it is. I mean, this game has plenty of awful cutscenes. I mean, you literally put your entire arm into the neck of a dead policeman. But yeah, I'm not even gonna look at... I actually can't watch this part. I don't know what it is. I really... It's disgusting. Look at that. Just imagine doing that. And something about that irks me more than just, like, cutting your own finger off. Is that weird? Yeah, that's very weird. Again, sorry for the ASMR that this video has had. You've probably heard, like, every single, like, ounce of moisture in my mouth throughout this whole video. Oh well, you should be used to it if you play Resident Evil. I just want to point out as well, I don't think I actually clarified this, maybe I did, but this run that we're watching, that I'm commentating over, this is my first ever completed run. So it's just a commentary, it's not like an edited guide. Because an edited guide was far too difficult to make for this game. It proved really, really hard, so I decided I'd just make a commentary. And if anyone needs help, to just DM me on Discord. I don't like to brag, but I'm very knowledgeable. Whoops! Oh my god, I'm not very knowledgeable on how to do that apparently. So I'm very knowledgeable about this game, and I'm willing to help anyone out with this and Resident Evil Village. So make sure you got your regular bullets loaded here. So there's going to be a bomb here, and there's actually a bomb behind the lower torso of this mannequin, so you can just shoot through that. As you can see, I explode that there. And then there's one on the ceiling there. I just get that too for safety. Handgun ammo on the floor there, which I struggle to pick up. And just be careful with the bombs. Really, in this area. Don't lose a run to a bomb. This room right here is probably the room where you're most likely to. There is a string. You can't really see it, but There's a string going along here. You have to crouch and hug the left side of this door. Otherwise, that will get you. There it is. So, crouch under that. And pick up the shotgun shells. Now, this is extremely important. If you picked up the picture earlier, in the same room as the backpack, inside the main house, you can move this mannequin head, and underneath it will be a repair kit. If you didn't pick up that picture, that will not be able to be moved. And your run is kind of fucked. So, that's why I emphasize the importance of picking up that picture before. Shoot this bomb on the floor there. And the one on the... Sorry, shoot the one on the ceiling first, and then the one under the table there. And don't reload your pistol here either, because you're not going to use this pistol ever again. That is the third to last shot. Oh, just kidding. Fourth to last shot. So we'll be using 2 more shots here. Okay, very, very, very important. Pick up this antique coin now. Because you do come back to this area later on in the story, right? But when you come back here, this antique coin will not be there. It will be gone. You cannot pick this up. If you don't pick this up now, it is gone forever. So pick this up. Do not forget. You need every single antique coin you need here. Okay, so... destroy that bomb. And then... you can just hug the wall here, pick up the shotgun shells, and that's it. That's it for that little section there. Plot twist. It is neither of those codes that Lucas mentioned. So just back out, make sure make sure you don't stay there. So, now we're going to get the broken handgun and use the repair kit on it. This is why we didn't want to use all our enhanced pistol rounds, because we want to use as many rounds as possible in this pistol. And also, if you've got any gunpowder, make sure to use that. Make as many enhanced pistol rounds as possible. Very, very important, behind this metal here is a magnum ammo. Make sure to pick that up. Okay, in this corridor is going to be a bomb. So, crouch under that. Oh, sorry, I got it the wrong way around. I thought the molded spawned after that. Okay, let's try that again. So, we just picked up the magnum ammo from behind that railing. And when you reach, like, this dark-ish area, the end of that darkish area, a 4-legged molded is going to spawn behind you. Crouch and shoot it in one shot in the head if you're a good video gamer, unlike me. So I used 3 enhanced rounds to kill that, which is unfortunate. But again, just goes to show you can miss shots and still make it here. Regular pistol bullets destroy those 2 bombs and 1 on the left here. In fact, I don't even think you need to. I don't think I bother. No, just make sure you're crouching and you're fine. Now, I, for some reason, pick up these steroids because I like to get high on them, apparently. Oh, and as you see, I just picked up a first aid med. And look at my face. I look like I'm taking up the hole. Yeah, so that's why you don't want to pick those up. My dismay that I picked that up. Sometimes I pick up those steroids and use them. I guess I didn't in this run for some reason. If you're doing a limited hit run or a limited damage run, and you have taken damage, you can use those steroids to fully heal yourself. So that's worth noting. Okay, around this corner is going to be 1 molded and a 4-legged molded later on. So here's the molded. Shoot him in the head with the shotgun. And then I think there are 2-legged... Oh no, just 1. Oh no, there is 2. So try and hit 1 with the shotgun and 1 with the grenade launcher. One thing to note here is to really try not to panic. I know 4-legged molded are the scariest enemy in the game when it comes to no hits and no damage. But when you hit them with the shotgun, they will take heavy stagger damage. So even if I shot this four-legged molded and it didn't kill him, he would be staggered all the way down to here. And that's when I would try to hit both with this grenade shot, right? So, four-legged molded are scary because they're quick, but just make sure you hit the shot with the shotgun. That's the important thing. It doesn't necessarily have to be the head. You just need to make sure you hit the shot and stagger him far enough that you can use the grenade launcher. But that was pretty well done for me there. And if you're feeling extra confident, you can use 2 shotgun shells instead of the grenade launcher shot there. Okay, so round this hay bale is a neuro round. Absolutely one of the most important things you can pick up in this run is the neuro rounds. These are incredibly important, especially for this big barn fight coming up, because on normal mode there is 1 fat molded, but on Madhouse there are 2. But strangely enough, they only have one of them has less health than the other. Now for some reason I'm going back here. I'm not sure what I'm going back for, but we'll find out. I think it's... oh no. I must have forgotten something really important. Why am I... okay, so... stupid me went all the way back to the camper van for the box. When... oh, I know why. Okay. So, I'm not sure if I mentioned this earlier. I'm sorry, this part's probably going to throw a couple of people off, but don't worry. There is 44 mag ammo in this toilet. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this earlier, but if you pick up the picture outside Marguerite's boss fight, that makes that magnum ammo appear in the toilet. Now, I should have picked that up ages ago, but I didn't pick them up until now. If you haven't picked them up till now, you're going to have to do what I did and head all the way back to pick that up. But don't be me. Hopefully you're not practicing this as you go, because that's going to be really annoying for save states. I apologize. So I'm just going to speed this part up again, heading back. Okay. So what I'm doing here is I'm making sure the neuro rounds are loaded in the grenade launcher. And we're going to pick up whatever is in this lockbox. Now, I second guess myself here, wondering if I even unlock this for some reason, even though I've done this run a million times. But yes, we do unlock it, and we get 3 flame rounds in there. Unfortunately, that's it for this room, but as you can see right now, I have 7 flame rounds, which is crazy. We should still have supplements from earlier, and plenty of separating agent. So use the separating agent on one of the flame rounds, and combine the strong chem fluid with the supplements to make 2 more neuro rounds. If you don't have those, you should, and you missed the pickup somewhere. Right here, I'm just shooting all the boxes with the loot in, with regular pistol rounds, because we got a big boss fight coming up. Now, this fight can be a bit tricky, but I'm going to show you the best way to do it. And the most important thing is to not overthink it. Because yes, it can be tricky, but at the same time, if you position yourself correctly, then you're completely fine. Right there, we just picked up some more supplements. And there's another separating agent just on the bottom floor here. There it is. So we're going to use the separating agent on a flame round. Later on. Not right now, sorry. Later on. And that's going to give us 2 more neuro rounds. But right now we don't need it, so it's fine. Okay, once you put the battery in here, this is a scripted stagger. You can't avoid that. Okay. Now, the position for this isn't really that precise. But you kind of want to stand roughly like 2 meters away from the garage entrance here. Because I can see the 2 fat molded are there. Make sure neuro rounds are loaded. And what you want to do is you want to aim for the ground here. Okay, or not. Ideally, you want to aim lower down. I don't know why I'm aiming so far up, because you want to shoot as soon as you can. So, you also kind of want to use... Here's the important thing. You want to use this wall as a shield from the fat molded on the left side. So, you kind of just want to shoot as soon as you can. And then go to the left slightly so the vomit from this one doesn't hit you. As you can see, most of it is covered by this pillar. Once you've landed the neuro shot, W key straight to the one on the right. This one in particular, not the left one. This one has less health than this one for some reason. So W key to the one on the right. Right after you land the neuro shot, hit 2 shotgun shots to the head and he will die. Here we go. Boom, boom. Oh, sorry. And then an enhanced shot as well. Okay, then hide behind these hay bales. Reload everything. And then hit the second molded with the neuro rounds. And then that one is 2 shotgun shells to the face and 3 enhanced rounds, and he's dead. So let me go through that again for you, because that went a little quickly. Again, I'm sorry if I'm not explaining any of this very well. Please do feel free to message me if you do have problems. I'm not the best at explaining things. So, neuro shot. 1 on the right. 2 shotgun shots. 1 enhanced shot, and he's dead. Hide behind these hay bales. Reload everything. Second neuro shot on the second molded. 2 shotgun shells to the head. And then 3 enhanced rounds, 4 enhanced rounds, and it's dead. And make sure to stay away from them when they die, because they explode. Now, it's worth noting for that, those hay bales that I hid behind, use those to your advantage if you do mess up. And do not be afraid to use an extra neuro round there. If you need to. Try not to. But those hay bales will be your gods, your lifesaver in that fight. If it goes wrong. Now, there is one attack from the fat molded where you can kind of just go into their face and crouch and they won't be able to hit you. But I'm not very good at explaining what attack that is. They kind of just go from left to right. And if you are right inside their belly button and crouch, they won't hit you. Also, those bombs are gone now. So now we're going to deposit everything into the lockbox because it's time for Ethan's birthday party. Yay! (1408) And in we go. So, if you're doing 100% in this game, you'll be seeing this area twice. But because we're only doing any percent, yeah, this is the only time we see it. Clancy, the cameraman that we played as in the earlier in the game, also had to do this. But obviously Ethan is a mold alien, so he's just built different. And after this area, guys, we've got a little docks section, and then we have, in my opinion, the most difficult fight in the game, but it's also not that bad. It's more scarier than it looks. There are a few things that can go wrong, and I do think it can swallow a lot of ammo. But I have the fight extremely consistent, and I believe you guys can as well, so don't worry about it. Also, this code is loser, but every single key is just 5 up, and that's it. I don't know if that's intended or what. So grab the crank, burst these balloons, because you have to. It's a law. Candle's gonna go out, but that's fine. Put on the crank. I remember when I first played Resident Evil 7, I trial and errored the code on the left side. It took me like 40 minutes, but I did it. I don't even remember what item is in there. I honestly don't. Anyway, light the cake. Happy fucking birthday. Gotta light. And then Lucas is gonna throw a fucking Crash Bandicoot TNT through the wall, and you wanna just throw it back in. Return the favor. Thanks, Lucas, but I don't really want some TNT for my birthday. Thank you. Once the wall's blown up, head on through and get all your stuff and things again out of the crate here. Now, don't worry too much about ammo here, because you're going to get plenty of ammo before the actual Jack fight. So make sure to bring the crank with you as well. You're going to need that. So I also bring the lockpick and supplements. Make sure to craft more neuro rounds there. Again, strong chem fluid on the supplements to make that. Put all your ammo in the right place. Grab both D-series parts, so the hand and the torso. I don't really know why it's called a torso, because it's literally like a whole thing. It's like mummified. So you want all your guns, all your ammo, and come to think of it, if you still got enhanced rounds in your G18 handgun, you might as well take that as well for Jack. If you are really worried about ammo, you could take both pistols with you and use the remainder of the enhanced rounds if you really need to. So we just got this little dock section. There's going to be quite a few molded here, but the shotgun is going to deal with all of them except 2. Make sure whenever you're breaking boxes that you load your regular pistol rounds. You don't want to use an enhanced round for that. So I got a strong first aid med there. As I've said before, you do want to pick those up, because using a separating agent on the strong first aid meds will give you a strong chem fluid. And obviously strong chem fluids are very useful. So here is four-legged molded. Just chill with him. He's got a spawning animation, so wait for his spawning animation to finish before you shoot him in the face. These two molded, you know the drill. Ooh, I nearly got hit there. But you know the drill. Shoot them in the head with a shotgun. Now, there's a third one coming along from this side here. If you're really fast killing those first two, you won't even need to worry about this guy. These two, sorry. But I was slow and bad, so I had to kill them. But again, this is why I say don't worry too much about ammo. I just decided to use regular handgun ammo to take this guy out. I wouldn't recommend doing this, but I had plenty of ammo, so I used it there. I have a very ammo conservative strat for Jack 3, and in this run I'm actually quite low on ammo when I reach him. There's going to be another four-legged molded right here. Again, wait for the spawn animation to finish, and shoot him in the head. Pretty easy with the shotgun, really. And there's going to be one last molder that drops from the ceiling. Shoot him in the face, and you're done. Just before you enter here, there is another magnum ammo just on the porch there. Okay, in this room is plenty of ammo. So, also, if I didn't mention this before, always make sure you have the assault coin in your inventory. Always, 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 always. So I'm picking up anything that's useful here. Gunpowder, strong chem fluids, making all the enhanced rounds. There's shotgun shells right there. Plenty of ammo pickups. We're going to want enhanced rounds loaded in the pistol, because we are going to use it in the very final part of the fight. And I'm just seeing what I use here. So I've still got some burner fuel from earlier. I'm going to make that into some more flame rounds. So I have 9 flame rounds now. That is extremely good for this fight. The more flame rounds, the better. And you want at least 2 neuro rounds. At the very, very least. 3 is ideal. Any more than that is perfect. So, as you can see, I've got enhanced rounds loaded in the pistol. And I have neuro rounds loaded in the grenade launcher. Alright, here we go. So, I'm going to spend quite a while explaining this fight, but I'm going to let the fight play out twice in regular speed before I start pausing and explaining things, okay? So, you will be seeing this fight quite a bit. If you get bored of me explaining it, then you can obviously just skip forward. But I will be explaining this fight in quite thorough detail, because it can be nerve-wracking and difficult. It is certainly one of the most difficult parts of the run, I would say. Aside maybe from barn fight. Double check once more that everything is loaded. And here he is. Here is Jack. So, important thing here, as soon as the fight starts off, you want to make sure that you have the grenade launcher out. Okay, so grenade launcher to start. Shoot a neuro round at his belly there. I know, nice lag from the game there. Shoot a neuro round at that eye. Swap to the flame rounds. And this shot is really important. I shoot between those 2 eyes. Again, I'll pause and explain afterwards. So that flame shot that I just fired actually hit both eyes. So what I'm kind of doing here is I'm cycling flame round, 2 shotgun shells, flame round, 2 shotgun shells. And boom, he's already in phase 2. That was an absolutely beautiful phase 1. But phase 2 is where things get a bit more tricky, because he's going to start climbing up. Now, the main place I want to be positioned is by his tail. It makes it very awkward to shoot eyes. But as you can see here, as he climbs up, right after he's finished climbing up, he kind of sticks where he is for a while. Now, I'm going to fire a second neuro round there to slow him down, and that makes it a lot easier. Honestly, do not underestimate the power of that neuro round. So 2 eyes left. There's one on his face, which is one of the most awkward ones to get to. But as you can see, I'm just kind of staying by his tail. I want to try and get to the other side of him, like I do here, to get to the other eye that's on his arm. So I got that one. Another shotgun shot to finish it off, so it's, that's it. That's over. Okay, you want to stand by this metal door here. Otherwise, you'll take damage. Once again, I'll explain that once more. I'll fire a neuro round right here, and then shotgun, and then spam with the pistol, and he's dead. There we go. So that was a gorgeous fight. Really, really good fight. So I'm not going to play it through again, full speed, but what I'll do is I'm going to try and pause and explain a little bit more of what I'm doing there. And some things that can go wrong. Again, right here, I had a bit of annoying lag right at the beginning of the fight. So you want to shoot a neuro round. You want to try and get it on the eye down there, this eye. So there we go. I hit that eye, and then I want to switch to the flame rounds. You can actually do that before you drop, but he kind of knocked me around a bit. So switch to the flame round, and then you want to see this eye here and this one. You want to kind of wait a tiny bit until they're a bit closer together. And then this shot will hit both of these eyes. And then, obviously, that eye's a lot easier to hit with the shotgun. So, hit between the eyes, and then 2 shotgun shots will stagger him and make him drop. And then I will go for the one on his arm. 2 shotgun shells, easy right there. Now, I will admit this is an extremely good fight, and it probably won't go this smoothly every time. So the order of the eyes I just went in there is upper tail. There we go, the one on his upper tail. And then reload the grenade launcher, shoot the one on his arm. Don't be too close or you can hurt yourself. Get the one on his arm, and then get the one on his lower torso here, which should already be damaged from the first shot that we fired, and then go for his tail, and that'll initiate phase 2. And then you can see the position I'm trying to stay in here. You don't want to be by his face at all, because if you're by his face and he does an attack, you're basically dead. Okay, so this is the opportunity you want to take, right? So when he starts climbing up, you really want to make the most of this. Make the most of this opportunity, and just after he stops climbing, get ready and shoot that eye on the bottom of his tail. If you're lucky, that'll also hit the other one. So, something weird happens here, but I can explain exactly what happened. When an eye explodes, when Jack is up there, he will stagger. So, but as he's turning, the game still thinks he's facing a certain direction. And because of my experience in this game, I know that if he staggers, the game is going to reset his face back to its original position before he started turning. Does that make sense? So right here, after I shoot that eye, I know he's going to stagger. So I load my neuro round, and boom, he staggers, and he twists all the way back around. I use that opportunity to really quickly land a neuro shot on his face. And then reload the flame rounds back in. And often, with how slow he turns, that gives you another opportunity to shoot the other eye underneath him. Again, that I know that may sound... I think I explained that fairly well. Again, here, you do not want to be in front of his face. I'm quite lucky with that position there, with what he did, because he can just fall down and throw poop at you. Now, you really want to use the neuro round to get behind his tail like this. Getting to this side of him is really difficult when he's not slowed down with a neuro round. I barely do it even now, but you really, really want to get around to this side of him, because this eye is the hardest to hit of all of them. And once you're this side of him, make the most of that opportunity. And boom, there we go. And the one on his face has exploded as well. So once all those eyes are down, he's going to start having a little tantrum. Now, this is extremely important. If you do not stand next to this metal door, you are going to take damage on this phase transition. And this will end your run. This does count as damage. You want to stand by this door because it's avoidable damage. I don't know why you take damage if you don't stand here, but you have to. So, and also very, very important here, make sure that you have neuro rounds loaded. You want a fully reloaded shotgun, you want neuro rounds, and you want enhanced rounds loaded in your pistol. You can see right there that I cycle through all my weapons to make sure. So as soon as he grabs you here, as you can see, I take no damage to that. You want to get a neuro round on his face, shotgun, and kill him. There you go. So, yeah, kind of a difficult fight, but not awful. I wouldn't say it's definitely a fight you can get consistent. You can play that fight for 20 minutes if you need to to get the right positions. So do take your time. Don't worry too much. Just make sure you get it. And yeah, GG's if you get that. Well done. Yeah, so that's Jack 3. That is what I would consider the hardest boss. And really the last boss. I mean, there's the final boss, but Resident Evil 7's final boss is something else. It's not really a boss fight. This is my favorite boss of the game. I think this boss is actually very good. I don't really think too much of the rest of... Well, Marguerite's good. I don't know. Resident Evil 7 kind of fell short a bit on the bosses, in my opinion. Unlike Resident Evil Village. I think Resident Evil Village did very well with the boss fights. So now we're going to pick our favorite wife. And this is important. This decision is actually important. You have to pick one of them. I can't remember which one. I think I have to pick Mia. Yeah, if you vaccinate Zoe, you have to fight an extra boss on the ship. So you have to vaccinate your actual wife. So sorry, Zoe. Feel bad for her. And now, now it is the wrecked ship. Honestly, this part of the game is... It's strange, because I don't hate it, but I hate replaying it. Does that make sense? Like, I actually think this part of the game is not that bad. I think people hate it too much, but... Only the first time. I think people only hate it because they get confused at the layout of the ship. Because it is fairly confusing, to be completely honest. Also, am I the only one who thinks Mia looks better in this game than Resident Evil Village? I don't know. She just looks strange in Village. Maybe because that's not actually her in Village. But she is actually in Village. But at the at the end... I don't know. I'm just trying to speak words. Anyway, I'm going to stop speaking words until there's actually something worth saying. So enjoy the basically silent video with a tiny bit of very quiet music in the background for a little bit. Okay, so just on the right tunnel, I don't know if there's an antique coin here on Madhouse, or if that's only on normal mode. I think it's only on normal mode. Sorry, I kind of fell asleep while nothing was happening there. Looks like that antique coin is only on normal mode, but there are some antique coins in here that we will want. So I'm gonna start actually speaking again now. Unfortunately, sorry guys. Some people say I have a good voice for this, so I don't know. Here I am making a commentary guide for Resident Evil 7, and I'm just like talking shit like I would on stream. Well, that's me as a person. That's me in the spotlight. Getting hit by Eveline. I'm a professional. Alrighty, so up this ladder. God damn it, as soon as I think this section's over, it just keeps going. Don't worry, there are some enemies here that will hit you and kill you. Alright, here we go. Is there an antique coin in this water? Nope. That's normal mode only. This is why I say the Madhouse strats don't translate into normal or easy. Sorry, Hob. So you want to enter this room here and grab these 2 remote detonation bombs. And in this room is an antique coin on the washing machine. And then there's going to be a molded right here. You want to place 1 bomb, wait for his spawn animation to finish, and then explode it. And he will die in 1 explosion. The rest of the molded in this area do not die to 1 explosion. They die to 2. Don't know why. He's the only one that dies to 1. You have to wait for his spawn animation to finish. You also don't want to get too close to him, because I've had him glitch and insta-kill me once. And that was one of my hits on this split, as you can see. So, now we're going to go into the annoying part of the ship, which is the cassette tape. The ship has kind of 2 sections. It has the present and the past, which makes it even more confusing and annoying. Here's the most memorable character in all of Resident Evil. His name's Joseph. Or is it Michael? Or is it Jack? I don't remember. No, his name's, Dude, she literally just said his name and I've already forgotten. That's how memorable he is. Alan? Is it Alan? I don't know. Either way, he's dying. Crimea River, to be honest with you. Tissue samples. Fuck yeah. There's me drinking Diet Coke out of the bottle again like an absolute human. So we're going to grab those that ammunition off the table. And here we get a machine gun, which is absolutely terrible, but we gotta work what we have with what we have. So first things first, head into the kitchen here and examine the bulbous mass. I think they his name is Alan. I think they modeled that after me. I think Capcom saw my stream and was like, "Hell yeah, let's model the bulbous mass of Eveline after this dude." I could see the resemblance. So grab the ammunition, head out of the room. And in here there's going to be a molded, and we're just going to guide him onto the other side of this table here. No big deal. Absolutely no big deal at all. Then we're going to call the elevator, and we're going to run immediately into this room, and this is going to despawn any molded that have spawned. And there's going to be another molded in here, I believe. He's going to drop down. Yep, there he is. Just fucking yeets himself from the ceiling. Once again, into the safe room to despawn him. We're going to be doing that a lot in the ship. There's a lot of despawning enemies here. Down to S2. I'm not sure what the S means. Sub 2? I don't know. Does anyone know? Any one of the 2 people watching this, do they know? So here's a molded. We're gonna just shoot him. Pew 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 pew. Until he dies. Takes a lot of bullets with this thing. But we've got more there. Another one here. Now, try and keep your distance with these. Because you never know when they're just gonna lunge forward at you. Take these 2 remote bombs. And another molded's going to spawn right at the top there. We're going to wait for him to come all the way around. And we're going to use this like metal girder thing that we're looking at. And we're just going to kite him around this. There we go. Easy peasy. Second time we come through here, it will not be as easy. So, now we're going to do a bit of backtracking, unfortunately, guys. But we're backtracking for a very, very good reason. If we didn't backtrack here, the run would... I don't even want to think about how much more difficult it would be. How much more difficult this area would be. So we just picked up 3, like, acid pipettes, whatever they're called. Corrosive acid. And now we're gonna go all the way back up. And I know what you're thinking. God, this is boring. Yes, it is. But unfortunately, these rooms have incredibly useful items for us here. Because at the moment, as it stands, we only have 52 bullets in this rifle. Which is only going to kill 1 molded. So, 1 more molded and we are out of ammo. Someone dropping a follow. Which you should do, by the way, at twitch.tv/cosmicborn. That was smooth. Back into this room here that I believe is the dining. Nope, it's not. Well, kind of. In this little box here, corrosive. It's going to be 2 more remote bombs. And just around the corner here, there's going to be another one with 2 more remote bombs. And that's it for the backtracking. There is 1 more door we have to unlock. But that's on the way back. You could have opened it on the way up here. But I decided to do it on the way back. Because I just like to get that boring backtracking bit out of the way. There's a bit more in this room. Such as more assault rifle ammunition. There we go. So that's our last corrosive. So we've got 1 more corrosive, 2 remote bombs, and 30 more machine gun rounds, which is... So we've got enough ammo in this to kill 2 more molded now. And we should have 8 remote bombs. So now we're actually going to progress the game. Progressing the video game, imagine. I think this is the longest split. Yeah. It's about half an hour, 35 minutes for me. I think that's about average, really. 40 minutes. Because of the backtracking involved. Because I go through the split pretty quickly here on this run. So now I have to wait for Alan to tell me that he's dying. And there's gonna be some molded friends on the way back here. But this is why we backtracked. So 8 of these remote bombs. Remember, the molded take 2 bombs now, so there's gonna be one just around the corner. Oh, sorry, 2. So we're gonna explode that one, place another, explode that one, kill both of them. See what I mean? If we didn't backtrack, this part would be nigh on impossible. So we're gonna shoot this one to death. Pew 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 pew. There he goes. And then we're gonna hang back a little bit until we've reloaded. And then there's gonna be 2 more here. Wait for the spawn animation to finish and kill them both as well. So some good ammo management there. Gotta be good if I was literate, wouldn't it? Jesus. Alright, back up to floor 3. But oh no, the elevator breaks. What a surprise. Alright, here's another section where we despawn quite a lot of enemies. So we're going to climb up first. Head to the left side. Let's prepare the remote bombs. It's going to be molded just around the corner here. As you can see, 2 remote bombs and he's dead. In this room is some more machine gun ammo. Just 10, but I did have a run where that 10 ammunition was the difference between me dying and not dying. So, never scoff at more ammunition. Up to 3F here. And this is where Alan is. And where he will remain for eternity, because, spoiler alert, he's gonna be not alive much longer. Surprisingly. I know, shocking, right? Absolute madness. Mind you, Resident Evil is one of those franchises where unless... it's kind of hard to tell when someone's actually dead. Kind of like Star Wars. People in Star Wars at this rate could get decapitated and survive. I mean, look at Darth Maul. Dude lost his legs and fucking lived in a scrapyard for God knows how long. Is that spoilers? Sorry. Probably. Alright, so we are approaching the one of the ending segments of the wrecked ship here, but first we're gonna head into this room because we have to by low roll and interact with this laptop. And quite a clever little plot element here. This is where Mia recorded the video at the very start of the game. The one that I have had to watch many times because you can't skip cutscenes. Although, saying that, coming up is the only skippable cutscene in the game. There's one, and it is on the it's right at the end of the wreck ship. Literally the final cutscene of the wreck ship, and for some reason you can skip it. It's because it's pre-rendered. So there we go. Once you've recorded that, you can head into this room. Wait, is the cutscene here? I think the cutscene is here. Yeah, so this guy's gonna run at you. And then, yeah, it is. Shoutouts to the only skippable cutscene in RE7. Right here. There we go. Boom. For some reason you can skip that one, but none others. You can skip the credits. So here is Eleanor. Sorry, did I just call her Eleanor? Her name's Eveline. Eleanor. What made me say Eleanor? I don't even know. Is there a horror game with Ellie as the villain? I don't know. I have been playing The Last of Us recently, so maybe it's that. Anyways, after that cutscene, we're gonna head into the elevator. God, if anyone's actually watching this, they're probably so sick and tired of me talking shit. Actually, let me know. Seriously, if you guys are watching this and using this as your guide for the game, please just let me know if me rambling is annoying. If you want me to just talk about the game, then I will. Or I could just keep talking shit. I don't know. Please let me know. Because I will... I don't know. If I do make any of these in future, I will do that. Or I will do as you say, basically. So into here and interact with these cameras. And there is Ethan in a bit of a sorry state. And then Ellie, I keep calling her Ellie. Eveline. If I do say Ellie and I don't correct myself, I apologize. I think it's because I've been playing Last of Us, but Ellie's not a villain in that, so I don't know. Anyways, in this room, pick up the bullets and the crank, and then head back into the elevator. There's going to be a little bit of backtracking here as well into that room that we were just in, because that has the machine gun in it. But first, picking up that machine gun will spawn a molded, and we won't... Actually, no, sorry, going into that room holding the key will spawn the molded. So we don't have anything to kill that with right now, because we need these bombs. Anyway, so I will explain this part a little bit. Jump down the ladder, and then climb up in the elevator. Now, what you want to do is you kind of want to hug this wall, and then head just to the left of this white unit here, and then hug that wall. Because what's going to happen is... Actually, don't do that in this video, but that's the safest way to do it. There's a fat molded just around the corner here, and you want to just ignore him and go into the safe room. Because that will despawn him, as you can see. Now, I'm not sure what I just picked up. Corrosive and something else. Maybe too corrosive. Antique coin on that table there. Pick that up. Head around here, and we're going to go back into this kitchen dining area. Now, you're going to hear two molded spawn on the other side of this wall. So when you enter this kitchen dining area, entering here will spawn two molded on the other side of this wall. So what you want to do is you want to head into the kitchen to despawn them. So crawl into here. There's also a strong chem fluid in here anyway. So despawn those molded. Ammo there, and there's an antique coin in this vase just here. Grab that. And then rotate the pictures to pick up more corrosive. 3 of them. Now, exiting this room will spawn more molded. You want to head into the kitchen again to despawn them. Again, use your sound here. You'll know exactly what I mean when you actually listen to the game. And you can hear them spawning. So, just on this room on the left, you want to use a corrosive. And this will have the captain's cabin key. Now, important thing to note here. If you leave this room and walk past this pipe, a molded will spawn over here. So just head left. Don't think about going down that way. Just head left and into the elevator. Don't think about doing anything else there. And then we want to crawl underneath. And again, we're going to be despawning enemies here. So immediately head right. There's a 4-legged molded behind you. Running into this room will despawn him. Do you see him just there? I'll rewind that. Just beeline it. And you see him right there. He was despawning. So make sure they're despawned and then head to the left here. You want to try and follow my path quite precisely here because molded spawn all over the shop here. So heading to the left there is going to spawn more molded. You see him there. Despawn him in the safe room. Don't worry. Head straight into this room. You're going to get annoyed practicing this section. By the way, it is irritating to practice. Here is quite precise movement. It doesn't look like it. But just hug this wall on this side. Because if you go too far left, it will spawn another 4-legged molded. Use another corrosive. Now in here is some very useful items. There is a backpack upgrade, the knife, remote bomb, and machine gun ammo. All useful things. Once again, do not head too far forward there, because you will spawn another 4-legged molded. Hug the wall on the left side. There we go. If you spawn those molded, I can't really help you there, because they're very easy to not spawn them. If you spawn them, then good luck, because we need everything here. All of our remote bombs, all of our handgun ammo, all of our machine gun ammo. Anyway, all the way back up to 3F. And just behind this counter where the laptop was is going to be a crawling molded. Kill him in 1 remote bomb. Pick up the machine gun ammo. And use the corrosive here. Okay, so here is quite a tricky encounter. Probably the hardest encounter. There's an antique coin there, by the way. Probably the hardest encounter in the whole ship. So pick up the MPM handgun and the... Oh, sorry, no, that's later on. The encounter's later on, my bad. Pick up the hand... We come up here for the handgun first. So use the gunpowder in that room on the strong chem fluid that you picked up earlier, and then load the enhanced rounds. Yeah, sorry, my bad. I got the order wrong there. See, this is what I mean. The ship is confusing. The whole reason we go get the handgun ammo is because, again, when we go pick up the machine gun up here, it's going to spawn a molded, and we don't have time to open the cabinet and get the machine gun, and we need the remote bombs that we have. So the only other way to kill that molded is with enhanced rounds from the pistol. So, yeah. Important, very, very important here. When you drop down this hatch, you want to immediately... You don't want to go any further to the right here than you need to. Just immediately turn around and go down these stairs. Because if you go to where the computer was earlier, if you even take one step in that direction, a four-legged molded will spawn. But if you just turn around and head down those stairs, it won't spawn at all. So here we go. The molded has now spawned. So we're going to turn around and just take him out with the pistol. There we go. We'll only need a few more bullets from this pistol. So, but we will still need it. So there's a remote bomb in there as well, and the P19 machine gun. And by this point, we should have plenty of ammo. Yep, good to go. And finally, at long last, we can actually finish up the ship here. So we should need 3. We should have 3 remote bombs. If we don't, you're in big, big trouble here, my friend. This is, again, this is quite a tricky encounter. So, listen carefully here. What you want to do is you want to interact with this unit here, but do not untwist the cap, right? Oh, no, sorry, my bad. That's later on as well. So when you enter the room, you want to run round about here, and you'll hear a molded spawn. That's going to be a fat molded right in this doorway. So just wait, because he's going to vomit immediately. And as soon as the vomit stops, you want to place 3 bombs, one after another, underneath him, and he's going to fall over. Immediately start backing up and spraying him with bullets. And it's important that you back up there, because he will still vomit. And he can still hit you there. That is trickier than it looks. But the key thing there is place 3, and then as soon as you place the 3rd, immediately back up and start spraying. As soon as you've placed the 3rd one, you do not want to be too close to him there. So he's now dead. And then we want to interact with this, but do not unscrew the cap, because that's going to spawn a buddy around the corner. And if you unscrew the cap too early, it will spawn an additional buddy. There we go. So now we're safe. And now we've got a few more enemies to go on the ship. Oh, I know. This section. Trust me, I feel your pain. If you're practicing this right now and you're getting annoyed, I feel your pain. The amount of times I replayed this section in practice is, it haunts me. Honestly. Also, if you missed it back there, I went down a corridor and destroyed the crate, because you can get more machine gun ammo from that. So down the elevator, down the shaft, and then we should have the wire and the fuse, and we're good to go. So now we're going down to S2 again. To some tricky encounters here. Well, one tricky encounter here. One very precise encounter. So, machine gun at the ready. It's going to be a molded just here. Again, try and keep more distance than I am there. That's a little too close. Now, when you pass this corner, there's going to be a 4-legged molded that drops. Just crouch and be ready with enhanced handgun rounds. And you should kill him in one shot with the handgun there, if you wait for the spawn animation to finish. So loot this entire room. You're going to need it. Okay, right here, get the remote bomb ready. The remote bombs. Now it's important here. This is extremely important, okay? One mistake that I was always making that got me hit a lot is you do not want to stand anywhere on these stairs at all here. When you want to kill this molded that spawns right here, you want to be standing there on the floor, not on the stairs, because this is going to spawn a fat molded on the top. And if you spawn it too early, he is going to hit you. So 2 bombs, and then just sprint around the corner there. It's tight, but that is why you do not want to spawn him too early. It is very tight there. If you spawn him too early, you're kind of boned. So yeah, it's very tight there, but as long as you don't step on the stairs, you're fine. And use your final corrosive on here, and that will get you the antique coin. I think we have too many antique coins at the end of this run, but I like to grab these anyway just because I don't really keep count of what I have. We just want enough antique coins to get the Magnum. And that's it, guys. That's the wrecked ship. GG. Well done. And my favorite cutscene in the game right here. Absolutely fantastic acting from Jack. Very good indeed. And then we are on to the final stretch. The salt mines. Although the wrecked ship causes more salt for me, I hated practicing it. Again, I don't hate that section of the game. I think it's actually good, but replaying it over and over, because the game is so slow, and it feels even slower in the ship, because there are just long periods of nothing. But well done. Made it through. You made it through. And the salt mines are okay. There is one section that can be a little bit tricky. Little bit tricky. And it is quite important to have your aim on point. You'll see in this run that I really did not have my aim on point at all. But I just want to reassure you guys as well that right now, you should be good for ammo. No matter how low you are, you should be able to get through just with static spawns at this point. But if you have no ammo at all, I don't know what to tell you. You should have. There we go. Now, if you rescued Zoe here, then you will have to fight Mia now. This is an extra boss that you have to fight. Because this is any percent, we skip that boss fight. If you're doing all bosses, then you would obviously you do this fight. So here we go, guys. Final stretch of the game. I know this commentary has been going on for a while. I'm sorry. But I hope it's helped some people, at least a little bit. I want to apologize again that I couldn't make an actual guide, because everything is too RNG. Not everything is RNG, but the loot is incredibly RNG, and the loot can change the run immensely. And to make an actual guide, I would need to do the whole run from start to finish, no damage, to keep everything consistent. And I just don't have time for that, unfortunately. And this guide alone there's an antique coin on the right there. This guide alone was delayed more times than Cyberpunk 2077, so just want to get this out. And help kickstart a few people. Fingers crossed. So here we are in the sludge with really healthy fish. I refuse to believe that there are that many fish living in this little pond. Because the water level couldn't have been that much higher, because look at the jetty. Look at how high the jetty is. It's not much higher at all. So, there are that many fish in that area. I refuse. Alright, so you'll be happy to know this is like the last of the inventory management areas as well. So, handgun ammo, neuro rounds. And you inherit Mia's gear here, but we don't want to use them all. You don't want to use any of it, really. So, grab your strong first aid med, if you have one. I just make sure I grab the strong chem fluid now. So, grenade launcher, M19, M21, all your ammo, strong chem fluids, all your antique coins, magnum ammo, very important, grab the magnum ammo now. And, yeah, get it. The magnum is in there. I'm just flipping the coins so it feels like it goes faster and to empty my inventory, really. Yeah, grab the magnum. There it is. Beautiful. And you should have 7 rounds for it. If you don't have 7, it's okay. You only really need 5. So don't panic too much if you don't have 7 rounds. There's some solid fuel on the table there. Make some more flame rounds as well. So double check. Separating agents are good to take because you can get strong first aid meds in there, but you shouldn't need them at this point. Like, I have 2 strong chem fluids. You should be fine, honestly. Just keep an eye on your ammo and compare them to mine. See how you're doing. I'm fairly low on ammo, all things considered. So, here we are. And we will get more ammo in the salt mines, as I said. So, we got a big group of molded here. Walking forward to this corner will aggro the middle one for some reason. And you know the drill with molded like this. Just wait, shoot in the face, kill them. There we go, 1 shot, clean. So this one didn't die. So I'm just going to back up and use regular handgun rounds to finish him off. There he goes. And there are more molded here. So just walk up to them, aggro them. Again, you know the drill. Boom. And there's 1, 2 more here. So as you can see, I only have 5 shotgun shells left, so I'll only have 3 at the end of this. But don't worry, that's more than enough. Static spawns anyway. There we go. Well, I guess I have 4. I guess I wanted to save 1. I used regular handgun ammo. I don't know why I'm wandering over here. There's nothing over here. At least there isn't on Madhouse. I think there's something on normal mode, maybe. So, call the elevator up. And, yeah, so 4 shotgun shells. Again, that's low. That's not a lot. You should have more than that if you're good at video games, unlike me. So 4-legged molded's gonna spawn, but before we do kill him, I'm just gonna snipe those 2 bombs, load my enhanced rounds, and the 4-legged molded will drop from the ceiling. There he is. Wait for the spawn animation. Boom. 1 shot to the face. Dead. Regular bullets. There's 4 shotgun shells on the barrel there. So we're gonna have a blade molded and a regular one. Now, if you want to, if you are insanely low on ammo, like if you are out of ammo here, you really shouldn't because you just picked up 4 shotgun shells. If you're incredibly low on ammo, what you can do is you can shoot the blade molded and then run around, and there's a bomb to the left there. You can see it just as I turn around. You see that red light when I turn? Just on there. You saw it just on the right side there. You can loop around this yellow elevator thing and kite the molded into the trap. The reason why I say you have to shoot the blade one is because it doesn't kill the blade one in one hit. So make sure flame rounds are loaded. There's some solid fuel in here if you need more flame rounds, which I do, so I make 2 more. Crafting things will kind of just become muscle memory. A little molded spawns... Sorry, let me re-explain this. So, a little molded will spawn in the tunnel on the left there. Shoot him, and then get your flame rounds out and shoot the 4-legged one. There we go. That spawns on the tunnel that you came through. Don't forget this loot in here, which is a first aid med, unfortunately. Make sure everything is loaded again. It's going to be more molded through here when they spawn behind you. So there we go, there's 1. And you do want to kill these because you don't have time to push the minecart while they're spawned. So I stupidly decide to kill this one with enhanced rounds. Just shoot him with the shotgun. If you have ammo, you should. Okay. There's a tad bit of loot in here. But first of all, shoot that bomb. You don't want to lose your run to a bomb. I, fortunately, did not lose my run to a bomb. Well, actually, did I lose one? I think I got hit once to one in barn fight. Don't shoot these chests. They're all explosive. And in this room here, you're going to have plenty to loot. So there's gunpowder on there. There is supplements on there. And you want to initiate this animation now, just to save a little bit of time. And insert the tube, because that's going to go through a little animation you have to wait for anyway, so loot the rest of the room. Some stuff there. Strong chem fluid, shotgun shells, handgun ammo. Pick up the syringe. E-neurotoxin. And finally, in this room, you're going to have a strong first aid med. That's always a strong first aid med. So if you've got any separating agent, which I do, there you go. I use it on that. And then I use the strong chem fluid on the supplements to make more neuro rounds. Incredibly important. I don't know why I took 2 separating agent out. Because I don't really need it. But I keep it on me anyway, I suppose. There we go. Shoot those 2 chests. Shotgun shells and a regular first aid med. The other chest behind me there is an explosive. If anyone loses a run to those explosive chests, I feel for you. Alright, we got the trickiest section of the salt mines here. Now, my aim in this section is going to go to... It sucks. Right? My aim is terrible here. And I'm just going to show you that you can still do this even with potato aim. The key is to not panic. When you get a stagger on a molded, you need to use that opportunity to reload. So walk forward here, that's going to spawn 2 molded. So that one didn't die, but I reload out of panic. That's dead. I miss. Back up into this tunnel, reload. So he's knocked down. I'm taking that opportunity. I miss again. Dead. Okay, he's on the floor, so I know I'm not in danger. Oh, he's actually dead. But yeah, I was not in danger there. So I took that opportunity to reload and kind of recuperate there. So, can be a little scuffed. Just through this tunnel here, there's going to be another molded. That we're going to collateral. We're going to wait a little bit here. So he's going to walk forward. We're going to wait for the 4-legged molded to come along and kill them both with 1 flame round. Strangely, this one didn't die. That's the first time that he's ever survived that. But if he survives, just finish him off with pistol. No big deal. No molded here. There's a magnum, 3 magnum ammo there. Shotgun shells, more shotgun shells. See what I mean? The static spawns are very generous there. So, enhanced rounds, always loaded. Kill him. There's a gunpowder in there. If you're low on enhanced rounds, make some more. There we go. In this room on the left, 2 chests, strong first aid meds, 2 strong first aid meds, 3 strong first aid meds. That's the first time I've seen that. There we go. So I make more flame rounds with those. Again, crafting things is just going to kind of become muscle memory. So when you approach these stairs, you're going to get the 1 more 4-legged molded. Just finish them off with the flame rounds there. And then there's 1 more molded in front of him. That is the last 4-legged molded in the game. 1 shot to the head. And then there's a blade molded there. Same with him. And 1 more following him. There we go. Alright, so now we're going to load neuro rounds. And a fat molded is going to spawn when you reach these stairs. There we go. So I turn around. And these are quite hard shots to hit here. So you want to shoot him in the head once. He's going to he's going to be knocked down to the floor. And try and hit him again. Now, don't shoot him while he's here. You can shoot him while he's here, but not slightly to the left of that, because there is an invisible wall, like there, and it will prevent you from shooting him. So don't shoot him while he's there. Just wait for him to go past the pillar. And I actually miss a shot there. So 2 headshots will kill him. So the second shot I hit was a body shot. So I hit a headshot, and then I miss. I hit a body shot, which knocks him to the floor. And then I hit another headshot, and he's dead. So I actually missed 2 shots there. And don't walk forward, because he will explode. Alright, neuro rounds. There's 2 fat molded in here. Neuro rounds loaded. And this can be a bit tricky. So 2 fat molded. You'll see the second one kind of spawn in. And you want to aim for the ground between the 2, right? So I aimed for the ground just between them. And that'll hit them both with a neuro round. I missed. So ideally, you hit them both with the neuro round there. But as you can see, I don't panic and I use a second neuro round. 1 headshot will knock them to the floor. And as you can see, their getting up animation is kind of the same. Use another neuro round for safety. You don't worry about resources here because you're right at the end of the game. And guys, that is it until the end of the game. Those are the final enemies until the final boss. So if you made it through that, well done. I will reiterate this for one final time if you need any help, because I know some things weren't explained too well in this guide, then please message me on Discord or Twitch. I'm I'm very enthusiastic to help people out. So shoot those 3 bombs before you climb the ladder. You don't want to lose a run before before the final boss. And now we got Eveline. Not Ellie. Not Eleanor. Not Mother Miranda. So I'm going to explain this now, and I'll explain it again just before the fight. There is a new discovery. I'm going to take damage here. One instance of damage that is avoidable. And when I did this run, I didn't know that it was avoidable. Alright? So, I can already see some people like, oh, but your run's not valid. I consider it valid because the discovery was not made until after this run was finished. But it's very easy to avoid. Extremely easy to avoid. It's not precise at all. So, but we just didn't know you could avoid it. I'll explain it more when we get there. I've got a whole separate video covering it. If you want to see that, I will put it in the description. I will describe it in more detail there. But right here, before that instance, there is something very important to mention as well. We are going to get hit twice. There's a lot of scripted damage in this fight, but before the scripted damage, we're going to get hit twice. If you get hit any more than twice, that counts as unavoidable damage, because 2 hits is the minimum that you can take here. And if you take more than 2 hits, then that counts as avoidable damage and will end your run. I take 2 hits there because that's part of the strat. But the hit that I take by the tentacle is avoidable. And again, it's extremely easy to avoid. We just had no idea that you could avoid it. But again, I'll explain that more. If you want to see a more in-depth explanation of that, go to the video in the description. I'll label it as final boss explanation. Okay, so here we go. Ellie's going to hit us. Eleanor's... Oh my god, I said it again. So block the first, Eveline, and then head left towards this wall for the second one. The wall will stop you from getting knocked back, and get her then. Right? So we took 2 hits there, right? I'll explain that again. So when we approach her, you just want a W key. You don't want to stop. Sprint straight towards her. Block so you get knocked back less. And then this wall here, you want to get in front of it. Get in front of that wall, block the second hit, and then walk to her and inject her. If you take more than 2 hits there, I'm sorry, but it counts as a hit, and that's going to end your run. Okay? So now you'll get fully healed for this fight. This is the final boss. And now we're going to take a lot of scripted damage, but this first hit that I take is avoidable. And once again, I consider this run valid because we didn't know about this at the time. And quite frankly, I just don't have the time to go back and do this run. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we're going to spam her with damage. So once okay, she's going to open her mouth twice. So there we go. Once she's closed it twice, that's when you can spam her with damage. Just absolutely spam everything that you have. So that hit that I just took to the tentacle, as you can see, I took 200 damage. Okay? So basically, to avoid that hit, all you need to do is crouch in this corner where the ammo is. So here's the start of the fight. You just turn around, grab the ammo, and crouch in that corner, and that tentacle hit will not hurt you. But we had no idea about that at the time. But you must crouch in that corner, and you'll avoid that 200 damage there. Otherwise, it's a scripted hit. So up we go. All of this damage that you're about to see is in the cutscene and unavoidable. Think of that as you may, but I don't know what you want. If you really think this run is going to be invalid because of this, then I don't know what to tell you. Find a way to avoid damage in the cutscene, I guess. So reload everything now while you have the opportunity. And yep, she's going to slap you a few times here, all in a cutscene. Can't avoid this. So that's scripted. That's scripted. All unavoidable damage here. And that is also scripted. Can't do anything about this. I can't reiterate that enough. Don't worry about this damage. I block just because I can. Right here, she's going to hit you twice more, I think. There we go. And now you can start dealing some more damage to her. So shotgun and 2 pistol shots will do it. And I think she hits you twice more. Yep, there's 1. Okay, that's the last hit. That's it. That's the last hit. So pick up the Albert. And, yeah, just spam her face. And that's the run, guys. And upon defeating Eveline there, you have beaten Resident Evil 7 without taking any damage, apart from scripted damage. Which, this game, it has 2 sections where there's a lot of scripted damage, but then the whole mid-game is nothing but no damage, right? So, there you go. Congratulations. I really hope this guide helped someone. And yeah, message me in Discord. I'll leave my details and stuff in the description, so you can do that. And to get a more in-depth explanation of the Eveline hit there, then view the video in the description as well. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope that helped somebody. And yeah, good luck on your runs.